From spectacular Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City, the 1-1 Utes take on the 1-2 Cal Golden Bears.
Is this the highest press box you've ever been in?
Yeah, we're up there and out there, that's for sure. J.J. Arrington set to receive. Utah won the toss, deferred to the second half, and off we go on College Football Thursday. Great kick by the strong-legged Brian Borison, and the Bears will take it over from the 20. We mentioned Reggie Robertson, the junior out of Tucson, Arizona. We'll also see Aaron Rodgers. Kirk, what have you seen in Robertson as he's learned how to be a quarterback the Jeff Tedford way?
One word, poise. I think that's the thing that you're going to find with Reggie Robertson this year is he's been handed the reins of this offense. It's a complicated offense, and he's handled it very well considering he doesn't have much starting experience. It's his second year in this system, and I think that more than anything, Mike and Coach has allowed him to settle in this year. He's completing over 61% of his passes with 8 touchdowns and only 3 picks. He's off to a great start.
Set behind Kyle Bowler, the #1 pick of the Baltimore Ravens last year. Opening drive of the weekend starts from the 20 with Arrington the tailback. He's got it on the swing. Pick up of 3 to the 23. Ray Holcroft made the tackle. Adam Chinobi Echamandu usually is the starting running back, but his knee has been bothering him, and on the Bud Light starting lineups, Echamandu we're going to see plenty of here tonight. Matter of fact, he's coming in right now to join Mandarino in the backfield. Hall, the tight end, not the best pass-catching threat. Jeff MacArthur is their best wide receiver.
Number 6, Jeff MacArthur averages 20 yards per catch. He leads the nation in total receiving yards with 340.
He's on the outside, near side for 2nd and 7. And again to Adam Chinobi Echamandu. Pops it outside and gets popped. Not much room to run. It's an aggressive Utah defense. Dave Revel up from the strong safety spot to make the tackle. His offensive front, the best player on it is Mark Wilson, the left tackle, with Giesel, Nolan Blunzer, David Hayes, and Chris Murphy. They have 4 seniors up there. And Jeff Tedford is the offensive mind. He calls the plays himself. As a matter of fact, Tedford spoke with Mike Martz of the St. Louis Rams and Steve Spurrier of the Washington Redskins to talk about play calling and being a head coach, which he's in the 2nd year of doing.
Well, it was interesting. He said he's never had to call plays being downstairs. He really misses the opportunity to be up in the box.
3rd and a long 8. Now we had some movement up front. Check the flag. Mountain West officials tonight. Claire Gaussman is our referee.
Good ball. Good start. Offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Both teams, guys, playing on the short week. Cal played at home Saturday, lost to Colorado State. We told you about the Utah loss by 2 in College Station to Texas A&M.
I think the secret of the short week is which coach rested his football team's legs the best, and they both seem to handle it pretty well, Kirk.
Seems like the more success we see on Thursday night, the more the word gets around on how to get your team ready for the short week.
3rd and 13. Vinny Strang's in motion. He's a 150-pound walk-on. An easy-to-root for guy. Robertson back the other way to Echamandu. But then Chinobi is pulled down after only a gain of a couple. Revel made another tackle. 3 and out for Cal. Good opening series for the Utah defense. And Tyler Fredrickson, the senior out of Santa Barbara, will come on and punt it away. He does everything, kickoff, punt, and place kick for the Golden Bears. It's a knuckler away that will be fielded on the move at the 42 by Paris Warren. Came across midfield. Out down at the 47 by Matt Giordano, starting safety. 39-yard punt, 11 the return. Do you think this guy's a little nervous right now? He's taken 24 snaps in his college career. Alex Smith will step under center. Kirk, does he have the tools and the ability to get the job done?
I think he does. He's got great size. He stands tall in the pocket to throw the football. This is spread offense. They'll have 3-4 receivers in the game the whole time. Every handoff you see, he is reading whether he should hand it off or keep it. It's very similar to the option, and we'll explain that throughout the night.
The sophomore in for the injured Brett Elliott. Little toss to Brandon Warfield. Cuts it up to at the 41-yard line. Giordano made the special teams tackle. there on the play. The ball handlers include Warfield back-to-back weeks as the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. Moa, tight end, will catch it a couple of times a game. The receivers, Linzel Jackson, Rodgers, and Paris Warren.
Utah has a warrior in his kid, Brandon Warfield. Last week, 36 runs, 181 against Texas A&M, 3 touchdowns. That's against Texas A&M in College Station. That's a warrior right there.
There is numbers from the last 4 starts, and all 4 of those starts, he earned Mountain West Player of the Week honors. Paris Warren suspended last week in motion, and just a yard or so for Warfield. Tosh McCoy made the tackle. Well, the offensive front, the best player on it is one of the 2 seniors, the left guard, Thomas Harrion, one of 2 Texans on this team to join Jesse Boone, Max Peterson, Sean Souza, and Makai Ha'alona from right here in Salt Lake City's Cottonwood High School. Although Urban Meyer is the guy who brought this offense here, Mike Sanford spent time with Urban at Notre Dame. They both coached under our colleague Bob Davie. Sanford is the offensive coordinator. 3rd and 4. This throw is caught for a first down to Warren at the 35-yard line. So Smith successful on his first pass of the night to the junior from Sacramento.
Very important when you're breaking in a young quarterback to get him comfortable in a game setting. This is a play that he feels comfortable with. Actually, it's pretty good coverage there. He put it right where it had to be to pick up the first down to Warren. But when we talked to Urban Meyer and we talked with the offensive coordinator, Mike Sanford, they talked to us about just settling him in, taking advantage of Brandon Warfield and his running. And then once he gets settled in, they really have confidence in this young man's throwing ability.
3 receivers to the top. Direct snap to the quarterback, Smith. First down. Takes it out to the 25. Alex Smith is the nephew of former Utah State and Louisville, now Michigan State head coach, John L. Smith. He's a kid out of San Diego, Helix High School, went 25-1 as a starter there. So here's a guy who has a good pedigree, not just family-wise, but also the experience at a good football school down in Southern California.
Boy, the thing I liked about him, he came right into our meeting and said, hey, I want to meet you guys. And he shook our hands. I tell you, there's a lot of confidence in this young football player right there.
Although I question his taste in meeting people. 1st and 10 from the 25. Into the belly of Warfield. 4 down to the 21-yard line. Of course, Smith has become the starting quarterback, not by performance, but by injury. Brett Elliott, junior out of Lake Oswego, Oregon, broke a bone in his left wrist on the final play of the game at Texas A&M, trying to get the 2-point conversion. They did surgery on Monday, inserted a plate. Elliott hopes to be back in 4 weeks. And he's looking at an ESPN game on Friday night here in Salt Lake City when his home state team, the Oregon Ducks, pay a visit to Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Direct snap here to Paris Warren.
Wide receiver on 2nd and 6 will run it. Sheds one would-be tackler and is pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Why, guys, do we see direct snaps to Warren or Warfield or Savoy or one of the other receivers in this offense?
Well, the reason why you do that is you guaranteed get them the football. If you take the ball to a quarterback and have to throw it to him, maybe somebody covers him. Kirk, I like the strategy. I just don't like it when a drive is going real good.
I know. We saw that last week.
But I don't like it.
The one thing about this offense, we're going to try to illustrate this throughout the night. There's so many different options on almost every play that they try to utilize all their weapons.
3rd and a couple, Savoy, bottom of your screen. Receiver coming back from a rib injury. There's a mistake on the handle. Lost the football. Cal has it.
I say nothing.
I know you don't.
Well, that was the quarterback.
It doesn't make a difference. They break the rhythm. How many times I have to tell you? Stay with the rhythm, coach. You're driving the football. Don't mess around with those tricky plays.
Matt Giordano recovers the fumble. Cal football when we come back on College Football Thursday. Robertson brings Cal back out after the fumble recovery drive starting at the Bears 20. Adinchinobi to Mandu in at tailback. And here comes the senior. Tries the right side, nothing going. Good surge for the right side of that defensive front for Utah. Lewis Powell comes off the bottom. He's a senior out of Palo Alto, California. So from the Bay Area, joining Fafita Boua. There's Boua with a P. and Savage up front for Utah.
Utah's front four averages 290 pounds. They're excellent rush stuffers that you just saw then. My question is, how much pass rush are they going to get today on the Cal quarterback? That's the key to this ballgame.
They've only had 2 sacks in their first 2 games. Pick up a 1-second and 9. Screen set up, but overthrowing at Chamundu. So the pressure came in, and they harassed Robertson into the incompletion. Some of the linebackers came in. Let's check those guys out. Spencer Toombs, a sophomore. Ray Holdcraft, a senior. Corey Dodds, a junior, has been very active. Has blocked a kick, has a couple of fumble recoveries. And back there in the secondary, Arnold Parker, Kirk, joining Harper, Scally, and Revel. Parker's the best of the bunch.
Well, Parker's the best, but you're going to see the safeties, Revel and Scally, up at the line of scrimmage. You've already seen it. Every week we talk about the importance of balance, walking people up to the line of scrimmage. But Harper's the guy that Cal, when they get a chance, number 21, is the guy that they're going to try to exploit and go after.
This is 3rd down and 9. McCarthy, their best receiver in motion. Robertson stepped up, lost the football. Utah has it. Corey Dodds in there. Helped tip it away, and the Utes will take over right where they lost it, in the red zone.
They got pressure on the outside, forcing Robertson to the inside, but Dodds, look at Dodds' battle. Look at him keep working, and he gets a hand right on the elbow of Robertson, strong enough to knock the ball out of there. That was great effort by Dodds not to give up on that play.
He gets the force and the recovery from the 19. Smith a chance to atone for the earlier error. This time waits for the snap, gave it to Warfield, who lost a yard. Tosh Lupoy out of Walnut Creek, California, the junior, made the play. The 2nd down coming up. Lupoy leads the defensive front. These guys only have a half sack in 3 games. They got to get their deal going a little bit with Monte Parson, Tom Sverchek, Lorenzo Alexander, best of the bunch. Neat individual story. This junior, one of 2 returning starters. His Cal defense had a lot of turnaround from last year.
They've got to win that battle up front. It's pretty obvious Utah's going to try to run the football. Cal needs all the help they can get at that line of scrimmage.
Smith comes under center, bunch formation to the right. The receiver's blocked for Warfield, who has a lane. He's at the 5. 1st and goal from the 1. 19 yards. Thank you to Paris Warren for the good block.
No, go ahead, Kurt.
I was going to say, the thing in this system is look at the linemen, how they get out in front, and also look at the great blocks downfield by the receivers. Steve Savoy, 86, is just pushing back Harrison Smith, number 11, all the way back into the end zone, allowing Warfield all that room to run.
The reason why they play work, they outflanked the California defense and got around them before they knew what happened.
Couple of tight ends on 1st and goal. One of them in motion is Jorgensen. And here is Warfield. Touchdown, Utah. Fifth touchdown of the season for Brandon Warfield. So the good defensive play forces the turnover, and Utah capitalizes. Morrison on the extra point. They've had some snap issues. They've had a couple of missed extra points in this young season. Everything good there, and that makes it a 7-0 game. 3 plays and 19 yards. Remember, Alex Smith had turned it over. He was feeling bad when the defense bailed him out. Forcing the turnover, Corey Dodge stripped it and recovered it. And 3 19-yard runs by Warfield, leading to the touchdown. Utes score first here in Salt Lake City. Here in Salt Lake City, Utah has scored first, leading 7-0, and the strong-legged kicker, Morrison, gives them no opportunity to return. 2 kickoffs, 2 touchbacks. Lee Corso, the Under Armour advantage coming in here tonight.
Cal's an explosive offensive team. They average 28 points per game against teams like Kansas State, Southern Mississippi, and Colorado State. Reggie Robertson leads the Pac-10 with 8 touchdowns. He hits 61% of his passes. Kirk, he needs to get some protection, hit that quick pass, and get off the snodge.
Lee, I think one of the things right now, if I were Jeff Tedford, I would start to look for Jeff MacArthur in one-on-one opportunities. Utah is just loading up to take away the run on early downs. 1st and 10. Cal needs to throw the ball to number 6, MacArthur. Try to see if he can get some separation.
He's at the bottom of the screen. Robertson steps up in the pocket. He's flushed. He's sacked by Steve Fafita. He's 296 pounds, and his nickname is Fifi. You call him Fifi, because I'm not.
Well, when you can start to get penetration with just by rushing 4, it could be a long night, because Utah is a team that likes to blitz 5, sometimes 6 guys, but when they can get that kind of pressure with 4 and Fafita, he has been dominating the inside of that trenches here in the early going.
But he beat 3 guys there.
He just
hit a double, spun.
You know what? He's got quickness to go with that bull rush. He is a great looking play.
Long line of successful nose guards here at Utah. Fafita could be the next one. 2nd and long, Robertson running for his life. A nice completion to MacArthur. 3 yards shy of the first down. Robertson threw a shoe. Spencer Toon, the linebacker chasing him, might have taken it off.
If you got to roll away from that pressure, do what you have to do, but it's man coverage on the outside, and Robertson's favorite target is definitely Jeff MacArthur.
Right football in there for 3rd and 4. You saw the ESPN.com, ESPN Intelligence come in there about new coaches in the Pac-10. But Jeff Tedford hasn't been around too long in this league, and already he's in the upper half of seniority. Mike Bellotti at 9 years is the longest tenured Pac-10 coach. For a variety of reasons, there's been a lot of changeover in the league. They need to get to the yellow line at the 30 to keep the drive alive. 3rd and 4 with Arrington in motion. Run for J.J. Arrington is a first down out to the 34. J.J. is a junior out of Newhall, California. That's his 5th reception of the year and the first down of the night for the Bears from Berkeley.
California did a nice thing that time. They had an unbalanced line, put a man in motion. It was almost like the old single wing play where the quarterback, Robinson, rolled out. Now, you'll notice there's an unbalanced line. That's 3 guys in the center, right side of the center. He rolls out and then hits the receiver. I like that, Kirk, because he got 1 extra blocker over there.
And 1 extra blocker and confusion for Utah. Playing all that man coverage, nobody picked up Arrington coming out of the backfield.
First down, run with Arrington. Just a couple of yards there. We have 2nd and 8. Nationwide, you can check it out at 1-800-DIRECTV or call your local cable operator. 2nd and 8, Robertson throws to the wide side. That one took off, intended for MacArthur. 3rd down coming up.
Reggie Robertson and Aaron Rodgers, a junior college quarterback, were in a battle. Robertson in the Kansas State game started off very well. Aaron Rodgers has had some opportunities this year, and he's only thrown 17 passes. He will get into this game maybe by the next series. The coaches love his ability. They feel that down the road he can become the guy, and they think that tonight might be an opportunity to get him in the game early and see what he can do.
Need to get to the 44 to keep the drive alive. 4 in the pattern for Robertson. Incomplete as the tight end Cross got tangled up with Arnold Parker. Cross looking for the flag, but the junior college transfer didn't get it against perhaps one of the top couple of cornerbacks in the Mountain West. Cal kicks it away. Second punt for Tyler Fredrickson. Averaging 39.5, right on the average last week. He pulled it down and will be brought down to the 28-yard line. So this Utah team that was very poor in terms of punt block had Urban Meyer, their head coach, come in and said, we're going to become a kick blocking team. His team blocked 8 kicks at Bowling Green last year. They haven't been able to get there yet, but really give themselves great field position with that rush there.
Pressure's going to come off from the right side there. It looked like Utah just had too many people overloaded to the right, and Cal's protection couldn't handle it.
Grady Marshall came in late and Bo Nagahi.
But also one of the Cal players couldn't pick him up, shouldered him with a kind of a halfway instead of putting his face in there. That's why they got blocked that kick.
Terrific opportunity for Utah to take a 2-score lead. The throw by Smith in the hands of Savoy. And the a freshman at Dunbar High School in Washington. With the pickup, Donnie McCluskey, perhaps the best Cal defender, made the tackle.
From up here, if you watch the Utah offense as a defensive coordinator, that Urban Meyer has a way of hitting every single area. They've hit outside, inside, screens, and a nice little play inside with the reverse. I tell you what, this is a wonderful offense, Kirk. I like the way they got it moving.
You talk about balance with the run and the throw. They also have balance with their passing game. They spread the ball all over the place, throwing it.
A little confused here. Some different personnel in the field. And on to Warfield, and he's going to be stopped right about the line of scrimmage. Tom Sverchek out of San Luis Obispo, California, made the tackle. Well, third down coming up.
I think the key to this offense, and we've seen it all over the country over the last 3 or 4 years, Clemson and West Virginia and Northwestern and Oregon State, the spread offense. The really, really good spread offenses when you have a quarterback that can run and can throw, because there's so much versatility to this offense that you need a difference maker under center. Josh Harris at Bowling Green gave Urban Meyer that last year, and he's doing it again this year at Bowling Green.
Will take off, first down and more. First and goal from the 5. They picked up 19 on that one.
Kirk, you just talked about it. You need an athlete like this guy, but you know why this play worked? Cal had man for man underneath, and the linebackers were running with the receiver. See the guy running across the field? Left the quarterback alone.
Anytime you play man under coverage, you have to be able to contain the quarterback, because there's nobody left at home to be able to contain him and hold him from scrambling to pick up yardage. The only people left are the safeties that are about 15 or 20 yards deep, and they're respecting the pass. Good knowledge there, good presence in the pocket there by Alex Smith.
Watch it toss to the right.
The bunch formation to block for Warfield. Brandon Warfield hits at the 5. Touchdown. So Warfield has 9 carries on the night, 2 of them for touchdowns. He has 6 in 2 games and a quarter in this young season. Morrison bangs it through, and Utah has stunned California here in the early going. Alex Smith's big run got him in position. Utah is taking advantage of the fumble recovery and the inability to get the punt off. They had the ball in great field position, and bang, bang, 2 touchdowns in Salt Lake City. The Utes by 14.
Harris Warren, Steve Savoy, Larry Miles, Jerome Wright. These receivers in Utah realize that, hey, it's not just about catching the ball. You've got to get physical and help this running game out, too.
You have a great kicker, too. What a great weapon. They start at 20 every drive. Morrison knocks it away. You can log on to ESPN.com and drop something in the Thursday night mailbag for us. Here is tonight's question for Mitch. In Holiday Bowl country in San Diego, with the new stadium and the commitment to winning, what's the potential for the Utah program with Urban Meyer as head coach? Lee, you first.
Okay, I think it's tremendous. The only thing I see that they need a little bit more is they need to get a little bit more support from the local community. They should fill this place every single game. It's a beautiful place. They've got a great coach, and they've got a great program. They should fill it.
New quarterback in the game, guys, for Cal. Aaron Rodgers, junior college transfer. He has the better skill set in terms of raw ability. Big run up the middle for Ademchinobe Chimundu. Picks up about 6, 2nd and 4 ahead.
I think Urban Meyer's attitude is going to reflect this program and the direction that they're going to go. And I think the community's going to buy into it, because he's going to demand that, because of the excitement that he's going to put into this football program. Great facilities. Once he has a chance to recruit with his system, this place could be dangerous down the road in the Mountain West Conference. Aaron Rodgers comes in, guys, and now you're going to see a play. If he has time to throw, I look forward to watching him in person and seeing what kind of arm he has, because Jeff Tedford is very high on Aaron Rodgers and his future.
2nd and 4, second run with Echamundu. Much more than the first down. Ademchinobe Echamundu took it out to the 48. Pickup of 23 for the senior.
And Jamandu, he's 6 foot, 225 pounds, but this is the thing I like the most about him. Mike and Kirk, watch a little burst of speed right here. It's a zone play, and he has enough speed to get to the outside. I like him, Kirk, because he's got that little bit extra speed.
I like how Cal used the formation to the field, and because Utah's playing all that man coverage, they have the entire secondary to the wide side, and the play bounced back into the boundary. It was nothing but a clean lane there for Jamandu.
He comes out. Harrington in the game. 1st and 10 from the 49. I beg your pardon. It's Marcus O'Keefe in the game. And Rodgers' pass is complete to Jeff MacArthur, who takes it out to the 34-yard line. Rodgers' first throw is successful. Another triple hat. ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series. ESPN game plan be sweet this week. A lot of good games. Last Saturday night, life was good. Kids asleep, Deb asleep. 4 games.
The best in the night.
First time in Utah territory. Rodgers up top. That's high and incomplete. He tried to throw it through Jeff MacArthur. Sean Harper's coverage was good. There's the freshman taking a shot at him.
There's the matchup that Cal wants, but Sean Harper jumped that skinny post and came right underneath it and almost came up with the interception. But I think he was surprised by the velocity of that ball from Aaron Rodgers. But that's the matchup, one-on-one. Jeff MacArthur, number 6 for Cal, going up against 21 Sean Harper of Utah.
From what I've seen, in about 3 minutes, old Mr. Robinson might not get back in there real long. Because this guy has got a gun just like he said he does. They give him some protection, he could hurt him.
And then Shinobi and Jamandu back at the tailback spot. Rodgers to throw again. Complete to MacArthur. Nice job running after the catch inside the 20. First down for the Bears. Nice drive here. It's 14-0. Pressure's on. The other quarterback comes in. He's moving it well.
If nothing else, just the presence of Rodgers and what he can do. It's interesting. Utah has gotten into a different defensive package now. A couple big runs. Now all of a sudden they're in a cover 3, soft corners, plenty of room for MacArthur to work there. An easy pitch and catch for Rodgers, the quarterback, to throw into the outside there with a soft corner against Utah's defense.
The reason why they have the soft corner on Jeff MacArthur, he averages 20 yards per reception. They've got to play off of him.
Well, they've been playing him up tight until this series.
1st and 10 from the 19. First red zone snap. Pressure coming. Rodgers trying to get rid of it towards the receiver. Incomplete. So that is a good job by Rodgers avoiding the sack and the intentional grounding. One more time, Corey Dodd's pressure.
Corey Dodds, I love the way this guy plays. He's 6'2", 225, and watch the way he comes in there and makes the pressure on the quarterback, but he has enough right there, enough to stay with him and not grab him by the face mask. You know what the interesting thing about that time? Rodgers had enough savvy to throw it out of bounds and not get negative yards. That was a nice play, Kurt. I like that quarterback.
And once again, Cal getting beat up front, just whipped up front by Utah. They're more physical, and they're playing with more determination up front.
2nd and 10. MacArthur in motion. They run a little option. It's a Mundu has it. 4-4. Dodds very active. In again on the tackle. And before 3rd down, here's Alex Flanagan.
Well, Mike, Corey Dodds may have gotten a point on that last play and also probably earned a point on that turnover that he forced that led to Utah's touchdown. Now, you get points on Utah's defense for every positive thing you do. Things like interceptions, sacks, fumble recoveries, and big hits. The person at the end of the season with the most points is named the defensive MVP. And, Mike, guess who is leading that right now? Corey Dodds.
And he's extending that lead here in the opening quarter tonight, Alex. 3rd and 7. They need to get to the 8 to keep the drive alive. Rodgers has time for the tight end. Incomplete. Opportunity for Garrett Cross to turn it upfield and take it in, but just a hair out of his hands. Field goal time for the Bears. Tyler Frederickson is 2 of 4 here on the season. Made everything inside of 30, missed everything outside of 30. This attempt officially is going to be 33 yards. Rodgers may have done enough to earn a couple more series, so a timeout as Cal has some issues. the senior Tyler Fredrickson out of the snap of Josh Beckham. Snap good, hold good, kick not good. He hit the upright, and Cal comes away with nothing. So they waste a timeout and waste a scoring opportunity. They continue to struggle 0 for 3 outside of 30 yards kicking field goals this year.
Inches hits the upright. Missed opportunity for Cal. Down 14. Great drive. Urban Meyer's fired up. That was a big opportunity for Cal to stop the bleeding, and now Utah gets the ball back. First time Utah's actually had to drive to try to pick up some yardage.
What would you do quarterback-wise for Cal next series, guys?
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
All right.
One more series. He did pretty good there on that series.
Sure did. 1st and 10 for Alex Smith, the sophomore, out of the San Diego area. It's to Warfield. Cal is very ready for that play. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So a little pressure on the back 7 of this California Golden Bear routine. He hopes to hit. Smith will run. And on command, number 21 McCluskey comes up with the tackle to make it 3rd and 8.
I was impressed with him and his physical stature, but
I was surprised.
He's not tall at all. I mean, for a guy that's knocking people all over the place, he's not very tall.
You know who he is Tyrone Carter from Minnesota. A couple years ago. Small guy, come up and knock you around. He's a physical safety for his size.
In a coverage mode here, it's 3rd and 8 for the Utes. Alex Smith has time. Look long, is going to tuck it, it's room to run. First down at the 37-yard line. Make it the 38. Pickup of 16 after Sverchek made the pressure and flushed Smith.
Again, for a young quarterback, showing some pretty good presence in the pocket. Man under by Cal. Look at the safeties. Look at the linebackers. Everybody clearing out. There's nobody left there. Huge void. Alex Smith, instead of getting to the outside, steps up into the pocket, and then he has a huge running lane to pick up valuable yardage.
You mentioned what's important, I'm sorry, Coach, is running in this offense. Look at Alex Smith's rushing numbers tonight.
You're going to have great opportunities in this offense when you're a quarterback to run.
Warfield searching for a home on the final play of the opening quarter. He picked up 5.
But I do want to make a point. 2 of his runs, the big ones, were both against man under coverage on a scramble. When he has run the ball in a design play, he's made 0, nada, nothing. He can beat them with his legs when he goes back to pass.
We start quarter number 2. Utah leading Cal 14-0 in the 2nd and 6. Warfield has nowhere to go, but he's still alive.
Be careful here.
And good job of pursuit by Cal. It's going to be a huge loss. Tim Mixon finally gets the cleanup. That's going to hurt your stats. 14-yard rushing loss.
Peter Warwick's about the only guy I've ever seen that can do that.
Well, you know what happened that time? They got to that trips formation where they tried to outflank him, but they went to the well one time too many. That player scored 2 touchdowns, but that time, more the old Cal defense made a nice adjustment and went to the outside. The Cal defense has been eaten up by this really good Utah offensive line. I'll get into that in a second.
We have 3rd down coming up. 3rd and about a quarter of the field. They need to get out to the 48, the line of scrimmage to the 29. They've only thrown it twice here tonight. Smith hit as he makes his 3rd throw. Just put that one up for grabs, and it was incomplete. He had nothing going on except avoid the sack. Has pressure from Ryan Riddle. What do you see there?
Speaking of the sack, the offensive line from Utah has had 0 sacks against them in 69 passes. And I tell you what, Urban Meyer told us the most improved part of his football team was this offensive line, and they're doing a nice job up there, Kirk.
Looks to me that Utah's more physical on both sides of the ball right now in the trenches. They're winning that battle.
First punt of the night for Matt Kovakovic. Right-footed boot. It's a 41-yarder. Good opportunity to return for Tim Mixon. Took it out to the 45. The tight end, Ben Moa, made the special teams tackle. but a net of 26 and good field position for the Bears. A minute and change into the second quarter.
Bring Aaron Rodgers back out. He's in the huddle. See if he's going to.
The helmet's always a good giveaway.
See if he can keep this momentum going. He had a nice drive. Came up a little bit short there on third down, and they opted to kick the field goal.
Now, Rodgers didn't play last week against Colorado State. Jeff Tedford wanted to get him in. It was a close game. The Rams jumped out on top. Robertson did not perform poorly at all. But Rodgers did see action in the first two games. The loss to Kansas State on ESPN and the win over Southern Miss. Pick up about 3 yards on the first down carry for Adam Chinobi-Echamandu. We mentioned what has happened to Cal this season. They played at Arrowhead Stadium. I thought played pretty well in watching that game that Ron, Mike, and Adrian did.
Especially
on the opening
offensively.
Saturday. Yeah, you're right. Then they beat up a good Southern Miss team. We scored 34. Some special team stuff, but still, it was a good performance. And then Colorado State, they lost at home 23-21. Look at what's up. At Illinois in 9 days, and then USC to open the conference season. Brutal.
Got to be as tough as anybody in the country. You mentioned that Southern Miss game, and you have 2 running backs go over 100 yards against Southern Miss. That's a pretty good performance.
Rodgers throw wide side, first down catch for Jeff MacArthur.
I think right now Jeff Tedford is telling his quarterback Aaron Rodgers if they're going to sit back on MacArthur, just take it every single time. Take the 10 yards and we'll pick up a first down and move the sticks, because Utah's doing one of two things. They're either walking everybody up to the line of scrimmage or they're sitting back and giving a cushion. This time they give the cushion. Cal sees it, probably checks to it at the line of scrimmage and picks up the first down.
That's a good idea if you got an arm like Aaron Rodgers does. And
This time, look at this. Look how tight. Look how tight. They're going to walk up this time with Arnold Parker.
They will run. Unable to get his footing. Echamandu, so just a gain of a yard or so. You talk about the wide receiver Rodgers has been working with, Jeff MacArthur. MacArthur and Echamandu, a couple of players who are the focal points of this offense, who missed some time over the last couple of years. MacArthur had the embarrassing moment in 2001, and after the season opener, the loss to Illinois, he smashed his hand through a window, tore his triceps, and was out for the entire season. If he didn't do that, he would not have had the chance to play for Jeff Tedford. So he said, sometimes a silly mistake like that can work out for your benefit in the long run. Second down throw, looking for MacArthur. He's covered. Come back the other way, wide open. Toller. Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. I guess my guys like that hose.
You know
That's
what?
what I wanted to see right there.
I heard it. I heard
Watch
it hit
it.
the pad. Watch this.
First of all, he had a nice job of sitting there and buying time. Sometimes quarterbacks that are inexperienced are going to become impatient, and start to move around. He moves around, but he's keeping his eyes downfield. That was the big key there. And then watch this. Let's just appreciate this.
I told you.
Toller got in the way of that one.
Oh, man.
There's a Nike implant, I think, right on his chest.
That was a nice throw.
First and 10 from the 21. MacArthur and Toller stacked at the top. Rodgers looking that way. Breaking free. It's MacArthur. Give 6. Touchdown. He beat Arnold Parker, and Cal is on the board.
Well, we've seen the velocity and how he can throw the football, and this time gets back. Perfect rhythm from Rodgers. He looks so comfortable. Nice little touch, post corner out over the shoulder of Jeff MacArthur, and away from the defender, Parker, for a nice touchdown for Cal.
I like the way he set it up by his ear. He had that ball. He's 6'4", and he holds it right up around his ear. Nice form.
Well, you would expect that from Jeff Tedford.
Yeah,
the mechanics are about as good as you're going to find.
I'm going to tell you, Tyler Frederickson's close to getting the EAT blocked. That might have gone through Aaron Bryant's arms. Rodgers, very impressive. 7-point game. Nagahi, Morgan Scalley wait. Nagahi, 2-and-D. Drive start from the -20, as they say in the football offices.
What did he say?
A lot of people were talking about Mountain West against Pac-10, BCS implications, and I enjoyed asking the kids about it yesterday. They said, we don't care. We don't care what league you're from. If you're a good team, the Cal players in the Pac-10, they've got the chance to go to the BCS, win the Pac-10. The Utah players do not in the current format unless they have an off-the-chart season, get up into the top half dozen of the standings. But asking Urban Meyer's players about it yesterday, they said, we don't care if they're from the Pac-10 or the Mountain West. We know that our ones are in the same league with their ones.
What they do care about is having an opportunity to show the country that they can play with these schools from the BCS conferences.
And off into the belly of Warfield, and this Cal defense that was maligned early on is increasing the push. Monte Parson, the end, made the tackle. Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Michael, Brandon Warfield has 2 touchdowns. Just what makes him go? I think I may have uncovered a secret down here. Nerds, strawberry and grape to be exact. He eats these before every game. He started it last season. The trainer gave him a box of nerds. He ate them and had a great game. So it's become part of his pregame ritual. He downs them during the warm-up. And Mike, I don't know. I love them. Can you guys use them up there? I think it may help your game a little bit.
I was going to ask you, Alex, is that box open or closed? Have you finished that off yet?
I've been waiting.
Well, the prop is done. You can have them.
Okay.
Second down here is anything but a nerd. Warfield moving it forward to the 24. A man from Texas, very soft-spoken guy who went back to the state of Texas as they played A&M last week.
Well, you're looking at a spread offense, and not to get too technical, but the blocking up front is what you call zone blocking. When you hear that term zone blocking, that means you have to have a running back who is patient, allows the blocks to set themselves up, and then finds the hole. And Warfield does that about as well as anybody in the country.
But one thing I don't like about Utah right now, 19 runs, 3 passes. That's not the good balance you need to win.
Well, now it's obvious passing down here.
Third and 6, needing to get to the 30. Quick toss is caught. Pulled in nicely by Paris Warren. The first down at the 45. He beat McCluskey over the top. That's the difference. 6-1 against 5'10".
They told us who's the best hands on the football team. They all said Paris Warren is a good opportunity. He beats one-on-one coverage. And Kirk, I like the way he gets up and catches the ball at the very highest. Very good hands, and that's exactly what they told us. He had the best hands of the team.
You know what the quarterback did a nice job of? When you have a tall receiver against a smaller defensive back, put it up in the air to allow the bigger receiver to go up and make the catch. And that's what he did with Paris Warren, having that big advantage with the height there.
A third of the way through the second quarter. It's 1st and 10. Another toss. Hit as he got rid of it for Warren. It floated and was incomplete. Lorenzo Alexander, lone returning starter on the defensive front, had to push. The pass was intended for Paris Warren. Guys, it's really surprised they came so close to beating Texas A&M without their best pass catcher last week. Warren was left back home, suspended, spent his 21st birthday watching the game. He was suspended for shoplifting a box of condoms in a supermarket here in Salt Lake City. He issued a public apology on Monday, and Urban Meyer left the punishment up to his leadership council. All forms of the team, seniors down to freshmen represented. And Warren's going to lose part of his scholarship, have to do community service, have to live on campus again. But he knows that his peers have judged him for his mistake. But he's back on the field now after the one-game suspension. Goes forward for 7. Is that a fumble? Guys, I don't know if his knee was down. He might have been lying on a Cal player. Yes, sir. That's a really good call. He was laying on the back of someone, and Cal fans, you saw this last week with the Bears touchdown. If you roll over a player and your knee doesn't hit, you're still live. And that's what happened there. And they turn it over. Cal will get it back.
The interesting play about this is the old shovel play. That's when the quarterback will come back and pitch it forward right there to Warren. That's the play that Lee Grossman and Jack Curtis made famous here at Utah.
Boy, that is a tough call here. Warren, he's laying on about 3 Cal players.
That's a correct call, though.
Yeah.
His knee never touches the ground.
Nothing touches the ground.
And you're alive as a receiver. Cal's first touchdown last week, player rolled over the defensive back from Colorado State into the end zone.
Utah self-destructing on offense with these turnovers. 9 fumbles last week. They only lost 3, and tonight they've already lost 2 fumbles.
Third Aaron Rodgers series starts with Marcus O'Keefe, a nice run to the 44. It's a pickup of about 8 yards for the redshirt freshman out of Carson, California. They have 3 backs. This guy sat out his true freshman year with a back injury, but he has some jukes and some moves.
Some fresh legs there coming in.
And the thing he had there that I liked, he just made that little read and went, he had enough speed to get to the outside a little bit. I think you put this Marcus O'Keefe in there with this Aaron Rodgers, and you might have some pretty nice combination.
And with the success now, guys, of Aaron Rodgers and throwing the ball, it's softening up the Utah defense a little bit. They're not as crowded at the line of scrimmage.
Second and short throw is complete. That's the fullback, Brian Storer, with his first reception of the season. And Storer takes it out to the 36. And for more information on the college football weekend, log on to ESPN.com. Kirk had his chat earlier today. Lee answers Lee mail during the week. Rodgers falls down, backpedaling.
Now that's one way to stop Aaron Rodgers. Step on him as he's dropping back. So far in his opportunities, he's taken advantage of. When Utah sat back with a soft corner, he's gone underneath to MacArthur. Here showing the arm strength, the velocity, the Toller picking up about 25 yards. And the very next play, a soft touch to the post corner to MacArthur for a touchdown. This guy has the arm strength. More importantly, he has the intangibles of being a great leader in this offense for the Cal Bears.
61 to white, Ryan O'Callahan stepped on his foot. O'Callahan just came in this series for the injured David Hayes. Here's Rodgers on the run. Nice little move there to get out to the 29. So a third and about a yard coming up. It's been a very mistake-free game in terms of penalties. We've only had one flag in the first quarter and a half.
Mike, what a great call that time by George Ortez upstairs when he called a quarterback draw. This is a predetermined run. Watch, he goes back and he runs, sees the defense started to divide, and makes a run on it. This young man, as Kirk said, has some athletic ability that Robinson didn't show when he was in there. And I'm not so sure old Robinson will ever get back in with this kid.
He's a great high school baseball player, contemplated going and trying to become a professional. He's got plenty of athletic ability.
Third and a yard. Exchange is fumbled and picked up by Utah. Morgan Scalley comes away with it. And Utah, in desperate need of a momentum changer, gets it on the fumbled exchange. Some drive-killing turnovers, some long drives. Entertaining game halfway through the second in Salt Lake City. And an improved football team, Utah, leading 14-7, just forced the turnover. And the quarterback, Alex Smith, will start the drive. What a catch by Warren. It's a good thing he caught him. There's a Cal player hiding right behind the ball in Harrison Smith. Well, Alex Smith is getting licks, and there is Elliott, hoping to be back in 4 weeks. But he led the offense to 107 plays from scrimmage against A&M. Warfield on the carry. Picks up about a yard. We'll have 3rd and 7 coming up.
This Cal defense, considering the circumstances that they've been presented with the field position because of turnovers and the block punt, holding their own here. They've made some adjustments upstairs. Second quarter, they've only allowed 22 yards of offense. So that now, and they're also getting this Utah offense now into 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 situations, which plays right into the hands of what they're trying to do with their attacking defensive scheme.
And when we talked to him yesterday, he only had 2 returning starters.
Right.
This is a completely new defensive football team for Cal.
Young group.
Backfield empty. You'll have 5 in the pattern. Smith gets hit. Threw it to Warren. Dances around the line. He's very close. Be short. Looks it from the line. Let's just check the spot when it comes in. It is short.
All right, first guess, and I'm telling you, I'd go for it.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
On your side of the 50,
Absolutely.
You're leading by 7.
I'm
going to first guess disagree with you.
All right, I bet you Nickley goes for it. Go for it, Urban.
Scooter. That is so uncharacteristic.
That's all right.
of you.
Keep the momentum.
No.
Keep the pressure on Cal. You're at home. You got a good defense. They can't score. Go for
You
it.
got to remember his background. Lou Holtz, Earl Bruce.
That's right. Old timers, you'll go for it. All right.
It's an oxymoron. He's got to punt.
No, he's got to go for it.
All right.
It's less than a yard. If you can't make less than a yard, you don't deserve to win the game.
All right.
Go for it, Urban. That's it. No matter what, this is a good call.
All right.
That's why the guy was Mid-American
The man last year.
Coach of the Year right now.
I've been sent into a state of stunned silence
I'm more shocked at the scooter.
That's what I'm shocked at.
Yeah, his own side of the 50 than Urban Meyer.
That's exactly.
I'm fine with the call. I'm floored. I'm floored that LC said that. Go for it.
Go for it. Now,
Lead blocker.
lead blocker. Wait, sweetheart. And also change your snap count. Maybe you'll pull him offside.
Then you pull your own offensive lineman off. Now it's 4th and 6.
No way. Lead blocker.
Change the count. I don't know about that snap count.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have a lead blocker.
First down. Just get up and go. Sneak it.
4.5 yard.
Did I tell you?
Lucky his own guys didn't jump. He did a great sales job, though, with his finger point. Go for it. We're going for it.
You guys are beauties. So 4th and 1 will come up again with 5:11 left in the second. That is Shelly Meyer, Urban Meyer's wife, the head coach of the Utah Utes. And on that last 4th down decision, you think the coaches' wives don't live and die with everything here? 4th and 1. Snap it. You're going to snap it? What are we going to do?
Man. Go for it. Now, he coached for Lou Holtz and he coached for Earl Bruce. He'll have a lead blocker somewhere. Either that wing going back, somebody.
Sonny Lubbock's coming out of him right now.
All coaches that Urban was an assistant for. Keeper with Alex Smith at 6'4".
Perfect.
He gets across midfield and he'll have the first down.
Less than a yard. AARP says quarterback sneak if he's 6'4".
Wait a second. You just said lead blocker.
If he runs the lead blocker. You know, quarterback.
You can't have both. I said
quarterback sneak. You said he should have punted.
You want a lead blocker with the quarterback sneak?
No, you said he was going to punt it.
And here's Shelly's reaction as she watched.
Hand it all the way, Shelly. Don't worry, Shelly. He's got a long-term contract.
She was very important in Urban's transition here. Ron McBride was the coach for over a dozen years. So just a nice guy, really pleasant to be around. The kids loved him. It was a tough transition for a couple of months, and Shelly helped Urban with the players getting more comfortable with this new staff. No game for Warfield. They're shutting him down. And let's go visit with Alex for a moment.
Hey, Mike, I got to talk to Shelly for a while before the game, and the players and her relationship with the players is extremely important to her. She actually said that she has baked cookies for Brandon Warfield the past 2 weeks. You know, she says part of her responsibility is kind of taking care of these kids. Thomas Herron, who was very close to Coach McBride's wife here, was a little bit worried when Urban Meyer came in, but Shelly gave him a big hug, knew tons about him, and that impressed him, was enough for him, guys.
See, Brandon Warfield's loading up. He's got the chocolate chip cookies. He's got the nerds. He's ready to go. No wonder he's running like a madman.
He's a dental school dream. 2nd and 10 for Smith. It's got first down. Pick up on 11. And they hit Steve Savoy for the second time here tonight.
Well, Cal is going to put 8 guys at the line of scrimmage on every snap. Sometimes they're walking up a 9th against this powerful running game. And it's because Utah, for 31 plays, 22 of them have been running plays. So I think Utah's going to have to try to open this defense up by trying to get it thrown downfield. That run is not going to be there all night.
Empty the backfield now for 1st and 10. Leading by 7. Its throw is complete to Travis Latondras, the junior out of El Dorado Hills, California. Picks up the first down.
Utah has seen the same thing. That time 5 receivers, empty set. They're trying to get that defense spread all over the field and try to take advantage of Alex Smith and his throwing ability with these crossing routes. It's man coverage underneath, and when you have man coverage, you can find great receivers underneath to be able to make some big catches for you. That time they were able to do it.
76 snaps, the offensive line, no sacks allowed for Utah.
76 pass attempts this season. They bring pressure, pick it up. Oh, terrific catch by Warren. Pick up a 5 to the 20. There's Velcro on those hands.
And see, one of the things about going for that 4th down, it automatically put the Cal on defense and got the crowd back in the game and the excitement. And now look at the Utah teams all moving around real good. I like the call by Urban Meyer because he was proactive and not reactive against California.
Definitely has given this offense some new life. I think these plays, as they keep going to this empty set here, these plays also are helping them out.
Just got to get rid of it. 2nd and 5. In motion is Leete. The backup tailback spinning forward. He'll be just shy of the first down. Mike Leete, freshman out of Santa Ana, California. Well, where they mark it, he's going to have the first down. Leete is the number 2 tailback because Marty Johnson is still out with an injury. Senior out of Sacramento, who folks around here say, makes Brandon Warfield look like a second-team back, and I find that hard to believe. But if we've seen Johnson over time, he has proven to be quite an effective running back. But he is still out with injury, foot injury, has kept him out all preseason. Look what he did last year before he got hurt.
Wow.
Get a healthy Marty Johnson to go in there with Brandon Warfield. It's not a bad backfield.
And they may have Johnson back coming up in another week or 2.
One of the plays here is the quarterback draw, because everybody's spread all over the field and nobody's on the quarterback.
Smith didn't see something he was kosher with, so he called timeout. 2:20 to go before we see halftime. And Utah leads by 7.
See if they can punch it in.
Warfield, the running back in motion, still 5 in the pattern. Been that way most of this drive. It's complete. Just a couple of yards. Savoy moves the chains. 2nd and about 6. James Bethea made the play. He's a senior who lost his opportunity to start in his final year to Harrison Smith, but Smith has struggled in the secondary, so Bethea's seen more time, and now that they've gone 5 wide, you need anybody who can cover on the field for the Bears. Officially 2 of the game, 2nd and 8. Smith inside the 5, dragging Giordano forward to the 2. 1st and goal.
Well, they're spreading them all over the place, and this time they decide to use Alex Smith's athletic ability. And look at the big lineman pulling right through the middle to pull off. Comes right through, leads the way, and almost gets Smith into the end zone. Good counter action in the backfield.
No huddle, Smith keeping, and he is in. Touchdown. Wife happy, coach happy, everybody happy in Salt Lake City.
4th and less than 1, he went for it. Turned this game around.
An extra point try. He's 3 for 3. And Utah has taken a 14-point lead. Pretty good debut for Alex Smith. Not bad for a guy who's only had 24 snaps in his college career. Let's see what Chris Fowler's going to add to the telecast coming up at halftime.
The thing that's impressed me so far is Aaron Roberts and Alex Smith are only sophomores. Good-looking quarterbacks.
Terrific weapon here as a kicker. They've not had a kickoff return tonight. And that is such an advantage. Adam Chinobi back at tailback. He takes the carry from the 20. Good hard 8-yard run to the 28. Clock will turn with $1:17 here. Cal has a couple of timeouts if they choose to use. Both teams playing on the short week. And Cal, coming off the home loss to Colorado State, trying to avoid going 1-3 on this very early portion of the season.
I believe Cal, with Aaron Rodgers' arm, going to try to 2 timeouts, plenty of time. Not much urgency right now.
From the 28, it's Chamundu forward. There's the first down at the 33. Check that, Arrington came in for that carry. Now the clock will stop as the chain to reset.
I couldn't agree with you more, Kirk. And I think the key thing, if I was a Cal, I would go up the sideline, try to touchdown pass. Because if you intercept it, you can go down and cover it. Don't throw it across the middle. There's too many people in the middle. But Cal should try to go on the upside or the downside and go over the top. You got nothing to lose.
Especially with this guy, the way he can throw it.
Yeah.
In no hurry here, but they will throw. Looking for the middle. Burrow. Toller broke free. And now Toller scoops for the sideline. Cannot, see, I don't think he got out of bounds. He's at the 35. It stops to move him. They have a couple of timeouts left. 19 seconds to go.
19 seconds. You pick up 32 yards in a hurry. That play took a little bit of time to develop. Line did a nice job of holding him out just long enough for Rodgers to be able to get that throw in there.
They have not called timeout. I don't know if the signal had him out of bounds or not. It did. Okay, so they didn't have to.
One of my favorite plays right at this time on the 35-yard line was to roll to the right and post corner to the back side, because usually everybody flows to the wide field and try to make it a jump ball in the left-hand corner. That was always one of my favorites. Either a tight end going down there or a number.
There's McCarthy.
That's it right there.
There's a matchup they want, one-on-one.
Jeff Tedford was trying to get timeout called. He did not. There's the ball in the air and incomplete. Looking for MacArthur. Tedford was trying to get the attention of the offense to call timeout there. We have 13 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, he had MacArthur, his best receiver, lined up in the backfield as a tailback, and then he motioned him out to the outside, and that's the matchup that they wanted against a freshman, Sean Harper.
See, there's the post corner.
Post corner, he faded it. He threw it just a little bit upfield.
But at least I like that call because it gives you a chance. If it's incomplete, it's not intercepted. Now I would do something to the right side and bring a guy right in the middle by the goalpost.
Rodgers struggled with the snap. He tries to run it. They'll call timeout. He'll get to the 33 with 8. They'll stop there. 8 seconds. One timeout remaining here before halftime. Trying to get Tyler Frederickson in range. As I mentioned, he hasn't hit anything outside of 30 yards yet this season. Well, guys, I think Utah has impressed a lot of folks who don't know what Urban Meyer is doing here with his spread offense and kind of a new look to this Ute team.
Nice looking football program, beautiful place. He can recruit to this place.
Oh, he can recruit, and he has an attitude that's infectious. You can see it with his players already. He hasn't even been here a year, and they bought into the discipline. They bought into his attitude. But he has a chance to recruit with this beautiful scenery and this great stadium. This is going to be an exciting program.
And the one play, 4th and 1, and his own side went for it and turned this game around so far and gave him the momentum. That's a nice play by Urban Meyer, the coach.
These are two coaches and programs that, to use the stock market parlance, you would put a buy rating on, because they're both on the way up. They're getting better. The situation at Cal, Coach Tedford lost over 20 seniors last year in their great turnaround season. Now he's trying to rebuild with the people that will best fit his offense. A lot of speed. Now, some of those guys are being redshirted, but they're getting in that direction.
But this is interesting, too. This is a battle of conference coach of the years. Meyer, the Mid-American coach of the year. Tedford, the Pac-10 coach of the year. We rarely see that. These are two of the best young coaches in the country.
Jeff Tedford this past recruiting year, by almost every publication, had a top 20 class in the nation. When was the last time Cal could say they had a top 20 recruiting class? That gives you an idea of the direction that Jeff Tedford is taking the Cal program.
Cal has 200 yards here tonight, guys. Only 7 points. A play clock running down. They get it off. The quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, might see the quarter run out on him. They are in trouble here. Inbounds, half over.
Timeout.
They get, well, the clock says 0-0, and they have tenths of a second on the clock here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. And the half does come to an end. Utah will get the ball to start quarter number 3, and Tyler Frederickson will kick it away. You'll see almost no kick returns here tonight. Very good kickoff teams here tonight. Well, guys, what do you think about the poll question? The problem with the whole Maurice Clarett story is we've talked about it a lot. We're going to talk about it even more as this season goes on, because we've not heard the end of this.
First thing I would do if I was Maurice Clarett, I'd do nothing. I'd get away from everybody and everything until the 23rd of September. I think the 24th is when he's got to go back to Ohio State, right? I'd do nothing. I would not make a decision now with all this emotion.
A lot of emotion there. I think the big thing is it's down to, I think, 2 options. Either deal with the penalty right now, stick around and go to Ohio State, or transfer to a 1AA and still face the penalty and come back and play for a 1AA school next year.
First down pitch to Brandon Warfield, who runs it out of bounds. Pick up a 5 here for the 25-yard line.
My question would be, why would you want to if you know you have to sit out this year, whether you're at Ohio State or in a 1AA school, why would you not want to play at Ohio State compared to playing for Grambling State or Youngstown State or 1AA? Why not sit it out, take your penalty, and be the Julius Jones of college football next year?
Notre Dame running back who's now come back.
I
don't think we know all the facts. I think it's very hard to make determinations because there are a lot more facts that we're going to hear about in this story. But it's funny, all the rules that are out there, it seems like the other Ohio State players are able to live by them. Second down, Smith shoveled to Paris Warren, gets across the 30. That's a first down. Let's update all of you who might not have been with us from the very start here tonight. Our ESPN game track, Utah and Cal. We've seen a couple of quarterbacks of both teams and a few tailbacks, so we've seen some exchange problems. Both teams have turned it over twice. Cal's miscues cost them. Aaron Rodgers has come in to replace Reggie Robertson and has had a very good half throwing the ball. Meantime, Alex Smith, he of the 24 collegiate snaps before tonight, ended up very solid in the first half. 10 of 12 throwing for 79 yards with no interceptions. They picked up the first down, so from the 30, little shovel behind the line of scrimmage to Warfield. That's 6 to the 36. Wendell Hunter, junior linebacker out of Carson, California, made the tackle.
Well, you can automatically see what Utah's offense and Urban Meyer decided at halftime, Kirk and Mike. They're going to go to the outside. They tried Warfield inside. Now they're going with the option and the toss play to the outside, Kirk.
Getting to the outside with the option. The shovel pass also underneath to a receiver. Use Warfield as a decoy and pitch it underneath to a wide receiver. But still, I think Cal is coming up, and they're going to try to make Utah have to throw here in this half.
Second and 4, same play other way. Warfield, 2 yards, got third and a long 2. Maybe they'll call it 3 coming up. Brandon Warfield got off to a good start early, but has not been able to gain big yards. Had a huge 17-yard loss in the middle of the game, and that's why his last 13 rushes have netted only a dozen yards.
Alex Smith has been the key, really, for Utah's offense. His scrambling, recognition, and being able to get upfield. It's tough to run into a 9-man front for Warfield.
Especially inside. Yep. If they can get it to the outside, maybe they can break containment.
Officially 3rd and 3. They've got to clear the 41 to get a first down. Smith holds it, and Alex turns it up, and he is brought down. Hunter pursued from behind. Giordano, the free safety, also stuck his nose in, and they're going to have to kick it away.
Why?
Yeah, come on.
They might go for it.
Oh, you're right, Lee. It's 4th and a half yard.
Never know.
They'll punt it now.
Hey, if you're going to sign on to play at Utah and you play wide receiver, you might want to hit the weight room.
Blocking?
I've been as impressed with the blocking of the receivers at Utah as anything that we've seen all year this year. I know we're going to look forward to going to Ann Arbor. That's one of their trademarks. Their receivers block beyond the whistle. Very physical. But Utah, you better be able to block if you're going to play receiver.
Kovacevic kicking to Tim Mixon. Play clock tumbling down here.
No shot.
Cost him 5. Got the play started a little bit late, and it'll be a longer kick.
Delay of game. Offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
Utah's first penalty of the night. Only had a couple of punts, couple of penalties. Other than those turnovers on the messed up exchanges, it's been a pretty well played half. Kovacevic turned it over. That's a good kick. 44 yards, fair caught by Mixon.
And it's not to the point where they have to panic and start throwing it all around. So you've got to keep the balance going, but they definitely need to take advantage of Aaron Rodgers throwing on.
Like that, strike caught by MacArthur, who held on after the big hit from Dave Revel. They got it out to the 49-yard line, a 27-yard pickup.
Jeff Tedford warned us about what Aaron Rodgers can do and what kind of velocity he has on the ball. And again, the technique that he has is perfect. And this time he gets back. And when you have a safety sitting in the middle of the field, the corner's going to basically funnel him to the middle because he knows he has help there. Revel was just a hair late, and that's because Rodgers delivered the football on time to give his receiver time to protect himself and to get down after the catch.
MacArthur used wonderful hands on that play.
First down from the 48. 3 in the pattern, nothing open, so Rodgers takes off. And he picked up about 8 yards. Alex Flanagan on the sideline with us tonight. What Jeff Tedford talk about at halftime?
Well, Mike, he answered some of the questions that you guys are asking upstairs. He will be sticking with quarterback Aaron Rodgers the entire second half. On offense, like Kirk just said, he said he's not panicking. He will not look to necessarily throw the ball. He wants a balanced mix of throwing and running the ball. He says as for his team's blunders in the first half, he called them young mistakes, especially out of his quarterback, too. He says he needs to just kind of get into the rhythm a little bit more. And as for stamina, he says that fatigue is not a factor, that he is not seeing any fatigue in his players, Mike.
We should remind everyone, Alex, we're at 4,500 feet of elevation as well. After the run by the quarterback, the tight end, Brandon Hall, couldn't run under it. A third and a couple coming up.
Oh, he had the guy open.
Good call there by Jeff Tedford.
Now I'm talking Cal strategy. To me, this is 2 downs to make these 2 yards. I definitely use 4th down if I was California right here. I'd run the football twice to get that 2 yards if necessary, but I would not punt the ball.
And why is that important to bring up now? Because it impacts your play call.
Well, the reason why you do that, you got to get momentum. You got to get proactive. You got to get these people on their feet, off their feet. Get after them. Punch them.
You know, since Rodgers has been in there, they have been proactive. They have been fairly aggressive. There's no question they're going to try to get this first down however many plays it takes.
It's a Mundu. He fought forward, but could not get to the line, so we got 4th and a couple decision time here. The strength of Reza Williams, a 3rd string lineman, came in to make the play.
Well, I'm not so sure that I would have gone with the reverse option on that play. I think I would have tried to get forward, push my lineman off the ball, and make progress, not lose yards. I'd definitely go for it, though.
Cal has come up cold on all of its 4th down attempts here this year. The play clock's at 15, as you see. They don't have a play in there.
Well, that's the play yet. We're going to hurry up, get into the line here. Let's go.
Right or wrong, this is the right call in my mind.
Rodgers gets it off. They run it to Mundu. First down to the 37-yard line.
Lead blocker?
Yep.
There's the old coach. Watch the lead block. Watch the fullback lead through the hole and definitely block the linebacker. Watch him.
Right on
fullback, right down, right there. Boom. They got to have a lead blocker. How many times have I told you, Herbstreit? You got to have a lead blocker. Woody used it. Bo used it. I used it. Or Bruce used it. The reason why you have a lead blocker is to pick up that scrape linebacker.
That's right. I got you.
Woody and Bo, I wasn't sure, but now that you used it.
Now we're ready to go. Now we're ready.
Or Bruce.
Yeah, that's right out of textbook. J.J. Arrington, the junior's in the game at tailback, and he's carrying. Counter trade. Bounce to the outside. Nice tackle by the safety. Rebel and Scally, 35-25. Their 2 safeties are active and very good.
They've been very active tonight because as soon as they see run, they are already at about 8 yards to the line, close to the line of scrimmage, because they are trying to make Cal get into a position where they have to throw. Rebel's one of the more physical safeties in the Mountain West Conference, and he has a lot of experience. He's going to fly all the way over here and chase down Arrington. And Rebels, because he's been around, here's a guy that walked on early in his career, worked his way up to becoming a captain and respected by all of his peers. He's a great quarterback of the secondary, a guy you can look to for good leadership.
All league, heart and soul of this defense. Had 11 tackles last week in College Station. Arrington pounds the pads inside. We're going to have 3rd and a yard coming up after the middle linebacker, Ray Holcraft, made the tackle.
There's that lead blocker again.
Exactly.
Nice little isolation right up the middle, just starting to wear down Utah a little bit on this series.
And remember, what they're doing now is they're keeping Utah's defense off balance. Kyle Whittingham, the defensive coordinator for Utah, is one of the best. But he's not the best when you keep him off balance. If you give him an opportunity to make the calls, that young man Willingham is one of the best defensive coordinators in the country right there.
And significant there is 10th season. He's a holdover from Ron McBride's staff. The Utah defenses have been the stingiest to score on in the Mountain West the last 4 years. 3rd and a yard with Arrington. Pops it to the left side, and that spot looks like it'll be good enough to move the chains. So the Cal Bears have run it 23 times, thrown it 21. Nice and balanced. They're moving towards a touchdown. They can make this a 7-point game.
Really have gotten physical here in these last 5 or 6 plays. Don't be surprised here now to try to maybe go over the top, because they're kind of lulling this Utah defense into thinking run, run, run. Good time here to try to mix it up. Maybe a little play action, and maybe try to slip somebody behind that coverage.
And particularly on first.
That's what I'm saying right now.
Right now, he's right. Kurt's right.
Right after picking up that first down and working hard to get it. And he's got the matchup at the top of the screen. See if he can get this one right here.
Matchup features wide receiver Jeff McCarthy, their best go-getter in the passing game. Rodgers looks that way, throws underneath to the tight end cross, incomplete. The tight ends have had 3 kind of tough catches, but they're really close to picking one up here. Remember Tedford's Oregon offense, Justin Peele, and the tight ends were so important.
Well, Garrett Cross has got to make this play, Kirk. He's got to make this play because the ball is thrown in a perfect position away from the defender. Right there, he's got to make that play. It's right in his hands.
Aaron Rodgers has a bright future. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that name, because he is going to be a superstar. A long list of names that Jeff Tedford has worked with at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is going to fit in perfectly down the road with those names. He's a future star. The college ranks and onto the NFL.
Play 10 of the drive. A draw to Echamundu. Couldn't escape Ray Holdcraft's tackle. But a nice block from the fullback, Chris Mandarino, has set up another 3rd and a couple.
That time we talk about the importance of off balance, using formations. Right. They put everybody, the tight end, the 2 receivers off to the field to the right side. It put everybody on the defense. All these, look at all these bodies. They got more defensive backs over here. It's going to cause everybody to go to the left. Now there's nobody left. Once they sealed the inside linebacker there, Holdcraft, there was nobody left there. They're very, very lucky that there was only 1 defender there, and that was a touchdown.
2 downs to get 1 yard. No field goal.
Play action toss to the fullback, Mandarino. 1st and 10 from the 11. This is a very nice drive with 3 third down pickups in a row.
Mike, Kirk and I both saw something. It's not a pick. We used to call it a rub.
That's a rubber.
Because a pick is illegal.
Yes.
But
a pick is,
pick is, what's it?
A pick is a defensive term. It's just out of your screen. Bowler went into motion, and he just rubbed, just a little rub on Scully there to get his man Mandarino out open in the flat for the first down. Just a little touch there.
That's
Put your hands up in the air and wave them like you're looking for the pass.
We used to call that a rub route. Don't pick. It's illegal. Rub it.
Terrific drive here, guys. Play 12 is 1st and 10 from the 11. Right back to the fullback, Mandarino, and just too tall for him. And incomplete.
Got a little impatient there.
This is his most sustained action as a college quarterback. Remember, as we mentioned earlier, Rodgers is a junior college transfer. He was a baseball player in high school, and he tipped out the radar gun at 91 miles an hour. So, not a lot of big schools were on. They thought he was going to play baseball, but he really loved football, so he came back to play college football at Butte Junior College, and he threw 28 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions.
28 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That is amazing.
2nd down screen is incomplete. Echamundu got caught up in some of the traffic, and Ray Holdcraft was there defensively as well. 3rd and 10 coming.
Holdcraft sniffed that out from the get-go. He was right in on Echamundu, saw him the whole time, and because he was in man coverage there, it was simple for him to get in between the linemen. Even if they completed that, it's going to be a loss of yardage.
Kyle Willingham had the right defense call at that time. Now, the most important thing here, you tell a quarterback, is don't throw the ball for an interception. If you can't complete it, let's get 3. Make it 21-10.
Yep.
Don't force the ball. Don't force the ball, Rodgers.
Earl Toller's at the top of the screen. A couple of tight ends. They split Arrington to the far side. And throw it out to Echamundu. It's like a long handoff. And Antonobi is out of bounds at the 4, so we'll have 4th down and 3 for a first down, 4 for a touchdown, and Cal should kick the field goal. Here comes Tyler Frederickson. Boy, you got to get points here.
Have to.
Yes.
6-minute drive, 14 plays, 73 yards.
That's why I like that call. It was a nice, safe call. Hit him, get as much as you can. If he's not open, you're all right.
Off the upright from 32 earlier. This attempt will be from 22. Reggie Robertson, the holder, Josh Beckman, the snapper. Right through Josh Beckham, I beg your pardon, the snapper. Good drive, gets 3 for Cal. It's a 2-score game, 11-pointer on a glorious night in Salt Lake City. So it's an 11-point game, and Tyler Frederickson will kick it. We've had a bunch of touchbacks here at Elevation tonight. And we get a return. Oh, Nagahi. Take it out and take it down. 15-yard line with a penalty marker down after the kick. The best defensive player for Cal, Donnie McCluskey, made the tackle. We'll see if the field gets even longer for the Utes. Yep. Long drive coming up for Utah. It starts at its own 6. Alex Smith, his first start has been, say, a B+ thus far. Try a home run shot. Jump ball, incomplete. It was intended for John Madsen, and Mixon looks to be holding his left knee. Redshirt freshman Tim came down hard as he went up high for the ball. That's something that Cal can't afford.
Guys, I want you to look at this. When Utah goes to a normal, somewhat of a normal formation, Cal has 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. And I don't care how good a running back you are, it's tough to run when you have Brandon Warfield running into a twin-man front. That's why they go back and they get into the 4 wide receiver stuff to try to spread that defense out.
Mixing out. Let's see when they'll test the Utah corners. So Warfield the run. Giordano made sure the pile went no further. And Matt gets up with a little enthusiasm. The junior out of Fresno, California. As they work on Mixon on the sideline.
The Cal defense is doing something very good right now. Bob Gregory, their defensive coordinator, is bringing in his dime defense. Mike, he's got 2 extra defensive backs in there trying to make the big play on the defense when they got it backed up like this.
I know Utah has the lead, but I think they have to be careful themselves of getting a little bit too conservative. It's too early to pull your horns in and just try to kill the clock. You got to continue to be aggressive with the play calling.
3rd and 7 in a tough spot on the field. The blitz comes, it's knocked down, and it is incomplete. You can just see, given where they were on the field, it was almost like, let's just get out of here and not roll the dice too hard. Josh Beckham, the long snapper on the field goals, tipped it, and they'll punt it away.
I agree with you, Mike, but I'm just saying that I think you have to be careful of getting into that run of first down run, 2nd down run, 3rd and 6. It seems like the last 2 or 3 series it's been that way for Utah.
And you tend to do that when you're leading, new quarterback.
But with Aaron Rodgers and the way he can score, it's plenty of time left for them to get back in the game.
Also, they had horrible field position.
Yeah.
They were just, now they're trying to play a field position game.
Kovakovic,
Not good.
thank you very much. That is inside the 30. Cal is going to get the ball at about the 27-yard line. I'll mark it down at the 27, so a huge opportunity after an 18-yard punt from Matt Kovakovic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh for the Utah folks.
That'll test the old patience of the old head coach there.
Hey, Kirk, what's Reggie Robertson going through? You were in a situation where you had to share time during your quarterback days in Ohio State.
He's a little bit more of a laid-back personality than I ever had. I think he probably is able to deal with this and think that, you know what, when I get my chance again, I'm going to be able to get out there and do it. also think he probably knew the writing was on the wall. Aaron Rodgers came in. He was highly touted. Players know. I mean,
players know players.
Yeah, I mean, you see him in practice. You see what kind of arm strength. You see him, the poise that he has. You know that he's a difference maker. And once he figured out this offense, that eventually he's going to become the guy.
Aaron Rodgers on the give. Nice galloping gain down to the 20-yard line for Ademchinobi Echemandu. We've been talking about Echemandu, whose name a couple of years ago was Joe Echema, and people call him Joe still to this day, but he went back to his given name. And Ademchinobi went through a season in 2001 where he couldn't play because of academics. And it's not like he slacked in class. It was a procedural error for a class that was dropped that should not have been dropped. And then in 2002 hurt his knee. So he's waited 2 seasons to get back on the field and has had a couple of good games to start 03. Rodgers wants it for Toller. Incomplete pass interference on Utah. The freshman Sean Harper was in coverage, but didn't give Toller a chance to pull it in.
It's a great call. Harper got behind, and when he tried to catch up with Bowler, he got into his way. You'll see him just run Bowler over as he comes back. See how he got behind, and then he just came in, and by coming back, he hits Bowler going up for the pass.
You got to give Rodgers a lot of credit, because Rodgers threw that ball absolutely perfect to get the pass interference call. That was a great pass. Nice lob. Right on.
That was just a timing route.
Yeah.
Bowler ran to a spot, and the ball was thrown right where it needed to be. But Harper, I think, started to bite on the outcut, and once Toller cut upfield, he was all alone.
The walk-off is 15 yards in the line of scrimmage, not the spot of the foul. It's the shorter of the two. And it's first and goal for the Bears from the 5. A lot of work on their goal line offense this week in the short week. Look for a first down throw. Everything covered, so Rodgers takes off and pounds it forward. Still going. He got down close to the 1. Oh, the happy zone for Cal at the 1-yard line, guys. They have been there 3 times this year, and they've come up with nothing on 4th down. They're going to get a couple of cracks here as they have 2nd and goal from the 1.
I think everybody who watched the opening game with Cal and Kansas State looked at that 4th and 1 as a turning point in that game. Who knows if they score in that situation, what happens in that ball game?
They would have gone up 14-10.
Yeah.
Utah takes timeout. Utah had too many guys in the field. We'll step out. Be right back.
I would not kick a field goal. If you can't get that ball in 3 downs for the 1, you are quit.
Well, they focused on this the entire week from being inside the 5-yard line.
On the lead blocker.
Ademchinobi Echemandu. Touchdown. 21-16. And Cal will go for 2 here with 3 minutes left in the 3rd.
The coach talked about it in a meeting. We heard about it all week, and when they got an opportunity to get it in, it's first try from the 1-yard line. They punch it in.
He said he lost sleep after the first attempt on 4th and goal, and then felt better about it the second time when they didn't run the same play and still didn't get in. But that didn't get you the lost sleep back. But no lost sleep over that tonight.
Going for 2. I'd roll the quarterback out to the right here and try to flood the area. Maybe use that, that old rub.
Well, they throw, and it's incomplete. So it remains 21-16. And trying to get it to the walk-on, 150-pound Vinny Strang. And could not convert.
I like the call. I like the rollout, everything, except I didn't like the pattern. I would have liked to see them run that pattern where they rubbed it and put a guy in the flat. He tried to bring him to the inside. Nice play on the defense. That drive, in the yards this quarter, California 87, Utah 23. Aha! They got him 21 16, but the momentum is definitely in Cal's corner right now.
You got to remember, Cal's a team that last year was second in the Pac-10 in scoring offense. 36 a game. Even though you lose Kyle Baller, they're still a team that is confident in their abilities, and they believe in the system. Jeff Tedford has a sophisticated scheme. You get a quarterback back there who makes good decisions. There's enough skill around him that they believe that, hey, we're down 21-10. We're down 21-7. We still have an entire half to get back into this game.
Also an important part. California this year has scored 35 points in the fourth quarter. They are never out of the game, boy. Utah scored 21, but that 35 points, that's a lot of points in the fourth quarter.
The other thing, Mike, is Alex Smith now is a young sophomore quarterback. Whole different deal for him now this series. He's got to go back, and I think Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator, has got to go back to giving him a chance. They're going to have to throw if they want to move the ball against Cal's defense.
Good kickoff by Fredrickson, and nowhere to take it for Nagahi. So touchbacks from the kickoff from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Can't wait to get to Ann Arbor.
All right.
Big game this weekend.
Michigan, Notre Dame. Backdrop for College game day in the morning at 10:30 Eastern. Okay, Utah, let's see what you can do from the 20. Warfield carries, and he is shut down. A loss of a yard. Brian Tremblay made the play. Utah picked middle of the pack in the Mountain West. Cal finished bottom third of the Pac-10, but those are deep leagues, and I think we're seeing two teams that can give the best in those leagues a game on a given day.
1 point for sure. Two sophomore quarterbacks are going to be very good in this part of the country.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And anytime you have the Mountain West Conference have an opportunity, the WAC, the MAC, Conference USA, anytime they get a chance on a given Saturday or a Thursday night to show the country that, hey, we might not be in the BCS, but I tell you what, we can play with these teams from these big conferences.
Harris Warren is back under center. He fakes the handoff, and the whistle is blown. May have taken too much time. They tried the direct snap to the wide receiver, and Utah's been penalized a few times.
Very little rhythm right now to this offense of Utah.
Kirk, let me go back to the point you brought up. Teams not in the BCS leagues, the 6 BCS leagues, against teams in the BCS. Over the last 4 years, Conference USA and the Mountain West at 19 and 18 have the most wins. And you see big wins against top 25 teams. The WAC with Fresno State and Hawaii's success. Conference USA with 5 and the Mountain West with 4 of those. Overall, though, the numbers are not supportive of these teams on a regular basis competing with the best of the BCS leagues. High pass, incomplete. Giordano thought he had an interception coming up.
The moral of the story is, what we didn't put up there, we should have another category called scares. You know how many times schools from these conferences have scared the big boys?
A lot.
The message to the teams from the BCS conferences is, don't look down your nose and think, oh, we're playing a team from the MAC or we're playing a team from the Mountain West Conference. You got to realize this is their shot. They're going to come in there. This is their opportunity to shock the world and show what you can do. If a Big Ten school or an SEC school or a Pac-10 school just goes through the motions, they're going to get beat.
Utah hanging with Cal, leading by 5, trying to find some momentum again. This play, 5 yards farther back, it'll start from an Urban Meyer's team coming unglued a little bit.
Telling you, you could
here in the third. 5 penalties in the quarter.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5 yards, third down.
I spoke with Craig Thompson, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, and there were conversations earlier this week between the commissioners of the non-BCS leagues and the BCS leagues, just trying to find a way that if one of the teams from the non-BCS leagues finishes 6 through 12, somewhere in that neighborhood, there's a spot for them in a 5th BCS bowl, if there's enough money to create a 5th BCS bowl. I think that's part of the issue out there. They're trying to keep it within the college ranks and not let Congress get involved in this issue. This is 3rd and long. They need to get to the 30. And the throw on the run is out of bounds and incomplete. Sverchek on the pressure. Let's see. Checking the whistle here. They want to make sure it went past the line of scrimmage for intentional grounding. It certainly did. It will bring up 4th down.
The last punt cost Utah a touchdown. If I was California right now, I'd definitely go after this kicker with everything I could possibly get and try to block one. Because once you have a bad kick, you have a tendency to, like, those kickers are psychologically, go after them.
Vinny Strang back deep. Nice protection job.
I say nothing.
Fredrickson bad kick, though. Takes a Cal bounce and goes out of bounds. Couldn't be in a worse place. Right to the coach at the 34.
Momentum is once again a big factor in college football. Every game you watch, and right now Big Mo has slipped to the Cal Bears in these last two series. The punter is thinking way too much about trying to hit that perfect punt.
And Urban Meyer, word there with Matt Kovacevic about the Aaron's kick. And again, great field position for Cal at the 34. Lee, a report card on Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback who's taken over for Reggie Robertson here tonight.
I think because he showed composure even when he's been behind. I like this guy a lot.
Every time he's had an opportunity, he's moving the ball. The offense seems to be clicking with him under center.
Chimandu, who scored last time, gets it down to the 30, a pickup of 4. Revel in on the tackle as we get inside of 2 minutes.
People could say, wow, hey, they're running the ball better with him in there than they did when Robertson was in there. Well, a big part of that is the threat that Rodgers presents with the throwing. It's not that Robertson coming into this game, he's had a great start to this season. Coming into this game, he had completed 61% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, but the bottom line is, physically, Aaron Rodgers gives you much more when it comes to a passing game, and Utah has to respect that.
Vinny Strang in motion, they give it to Echimundu up the middle, first down to the 24-yard line. So Adim Chinobi Echimundu has picked it up here in quarter number 3.
Those holes are there, and offense is clicking for Cal right now.
You've got to give Jeff Tedford a lot of credit here. A little pass to the outside, a little counter play. That time he put a man in motion and the linebacker's up. It's Echimundu right up the middle. Nice calls by Jeff Tedford in this particular drive.
As we mentioned earlier, he's developed Trent Dilfer and David Carr at Fresno State. Joey Harrington, Achilles Smith at Oregon. Last year, Kyle Bowler in his first year as the head coach at Cal. From the 24-yard line. He keeps the play positive. Gained about a couple of yards, and let's go down to Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Mike, Jeff Tedford has a unique way of teaching quarterbacks his offense. He plays checkers with them. 11 black pieces represent the defense, red pieces are the offense. The quarterback calls a play, sets the offense, and then Tedford aligns the defense with his checkers, and then the quarterback moves his pieces into the right alignments and blocking schemes. Tedford says that it helps his quarterbacks understand the offense because they actually have to do it and tell him what they are doing as they do it. And Mikey says he learned the technique from his high school coach.
Pretty good technique to pass along. It's working.
What I like about it is it gets the quarterback to communicate with the coach. Instead of just looking at a grease board or a chalkboard and saying, I see, I get it. He's making them actually execute the offense by playing the game with them.
Nice blitz pickup. The throw to MacArthur is a touchdown. Cal takes the lead. At 22-21, they're going to go for 2. Mandarino, the fullback, great blitz pickup, Coach.
Well, that's a wonderful call, Mike. Mandarino, just watch, they bring the linebackers coming in, but boy, they block them perfectly. And the reason why they blocked them perfectly, they stayed up high. They didn't try to cut them so they could jump over them. I tell you what, that's the sign of a well-coached football team when your backs pick up the linebackers like that.
They brought 2 linebackers,
they picked
both backs. Arrington stepped up in there too. And again, how about the throw from our man Aaron Rodgers? A BB.
Tedford telling the officials, or telling his quarterback to tell the officials, I want it in the middle of the field. You can choose between the hashes where you'd like it for a 2-point conversion. So Cal is stormed back from down 21-7 at the break, with thus far 15 third-quarter points. One of those situations where the card tells you to go for 2 and you're ahead by 1. Rodgers trying to make something out of it. Drew the defense. Found Vinny Strang. Put 2 on the board for the Bears. And there's our guy. 150-pound soaking wet walk-on Vinny Strang, who has 9 catches and 2 touchdowns on the season. Comes up with the conversion there.
This is just a matter of Rodgers trying to move around in the pocket because Utah does a good job of covering it. It's covered at this point, and now he starts to scramble, and the threat of him scrambling forced Parker to come off of the receiver, Strang, and that opened it up. You guys mentioned the block on the touchdown pass. Here's the throw, an absolute rope right over the linebacker and right into the hands of MacArthur into the end zone for a touchdown. And MacArthur quietly having an outstanding night. 7 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Gets to the inside, and once he got to the inside of Parker, there was no one there to take that away. That was a touchdown.
Remember, MacArthur is #1 in the nation with 340 yards before this ball game in receiving yards. #1 in the nation. I tell you what, the guy's getting better and better with that Rodgers.
I was going to say, you put
Rodgers in there, and you're going to be very, very good.
You go 7 for 120 for a couple scores, and your average per catch actually drops just a little bit.
Touchback, drive starting from the 20-yard line. Well, we know we got a great football weekend.
I think it's time for us to talk a little bit about what Utah should do here. Okay. I think Utah's plan should be take your time, run and throw, get some more balance, just like you did last week when you scored 21 points in the second half against Texas A&M with balance.
Trailing for the first time tonight. Alex Smith's throw is incomplete. Steve Savoy unable to hang on.
They've had the ball 3 times this quarter. They went 15 yards, 3 yards, and -10 yards. You throw in the 18-yard punt and a 24-yard punt, and that conservative style in those first 3 possessions has cost him big time in the second half.
My theory was always, if I ran the ball on first down, I run it again. If I throw it on first down, now throw it again. Once you get an incomplete pass, you got to catch up real quick.
Got to get the ball right here.
Somebody's got to make the big play.
2nd and 10, little zone blitz look. The throw is caught for a pickup of 9 yards.
That's it.
With his 3rd and 1 as the quarter winds down. The tight end, Ben Moa, his first reception on the night. They've thrown to him a few times. And we'll take it down to quarter number 4. Boy, those 2 bad punts really flipped the field, gave Aaron Rodgers the short field, and he cashed it in with some beautiful throws. A Cal quarterback star has been uncovered here tonight. He's hooked up with Jeff MacArthur on a couple of touchdowns. This one got the Bears on the board in the first. This one gave him the lead at the end of the 3rd. Off we go to the 4th on College Football Thursday. Off we go to quarter number 4. Utah had a lead, but Cal has stormed with 17 in the 3rd to take a 3-point advantage. That's the good news for the Bears. The bad news is Utah tries to come from behind. They're going to be a little thin at the corner the rest of this game for Cal. We'll tell you why in a second. 3rd and 2 starts the 4th. Utah desperate for a first down. Markers down. They've had a half-dozen flags here in this second half, after none in the first half.
Movement from the right guard, Sean Souza.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 5 yards, 3rd down.
Souza was banged up on the last play of the 3rd quarter and was limping. Now, Cal has lost its starting cornerback, Tim Mixon, for the rest of the game. Remember, you saw Mixon go high earlier for a near interception. On the play, as Mixon went up, he sprained his left knee. You see him contending John Madsen, a 6'5" athlete, and he comes down the left knee and sprains it, so he's out for the game.
Big loss, Mike. One of their better cover corners, even though he's a younger player, James Bethea, now the senior, will get an opportunity.
Bethea was beat out because of his over-aggressiveness early this season. Good, everything there. Pass rush was good. Smith hung in there, and the pass was complete for a first down to 1.
You talk about hanging in there. Boy, that Alex Smith stood in there really tough. Here comes the blitz coming from your right-hand side of your picture. Watch him stick it right in there, boy. Kirk, I like the way he stepped into the ball. ball and threw it. Boy, that kid's a good-looking quarterback.
One of the problems when you go to that empty set, you have 5 people in there to block. Donnie McCluskey came off the edge. 6 defenders came. You can't block them all, but he did a good job of sitting in there and delivering the ball to Moore.
No backs, empty set. After the second first down of the half, this pass is incomplete for Warren. No backs there. Utah's had some great backs. Mike Anderson comes to mind, and Jamal Anderson is standing by with Alex.
Jamal Anderson here. He's getting lots of props from the crowd. Jamal, you played here in 92 to 94 under Coach McBride. How different is this offense?
It's a lot different. I mean, the first couple of years we had a similar offense under Rick Rasnick, who was our coordinator then, but Urban definitely coming and bringing a different style, and a lot of the plays, I'm like, wow, these are very different. So it would have been exciting to see some of the stuff happen then.
Some pretty phenomenal backs. Assess their play for me.
Well, I mean, Warfield's doing a great job. I got a chance to see him play before. I think he did some great stuff, but it's a lot more backs coming. My little brother's going to be coming up here pretty soon, and he's a great player, Jason Anderson, so I'm looking forward to that.
The Alex Smith pass is incomplete. The Cal fans wanted pass interference, but Steve Savoy was covered well by Matt Giordano. Back down to Alex and Jan.
All right, Jamal, let's talk a little bit about you. I know you're working for ESPN now doing Sunday Night Countdown. Any chance that you may come back to the NFL?
I mean, I get offers all the time, and, you know, it's exciting to get offers and for people to want to do this, but I'm having a good time right now doing NFL Countdown. I do the jam session. I was with Shockey last week. I got McNair this week, so it's a lot of fun. It keeps me involved, and if a great situation comes, I'm healthy, I feel good, then I'll take it. But until then, I'm on TV.
All right, Mike, he got some calls this week, so we'll wait and see.
All right, Alex, thanks. We'll look for Jam with Chris Berman and company on Sunday NFL Countdown at 11 a.m. Eastern this weekend. 3rd and 10 for Utah. Here they come. Cal brings the pressure. Smith hangs in there, and it's caught for the first down. At the 41. Smith is showing you some toughness as Savoy made that grab.
They're bringing the pressure, and he's got the poise to sit in there. It's really tough sometimes for a young quarterback when he feels the pressure to just feel it as opposed to looking at it. Here, he's feeling it and keeping his eyes focused downfield and putting a nice throw out to Savoy. That's the second time he's been able to convert on 3rd and long under pressure.
Brandon Warfield did the old cut block, missed the guy, and he really hit Smith. The defensive end did.
From the 44, option to Warfield, who has been quiet, kicks it in gear, and has a first down. He stepped in bounds before he got out to the 45, so it'll be 2nd and a couple coming up.
See, Alex Smith is earning his keep tonight as a quarterback. When he's been back in the pocket, he's been hit. And sometimes when he's had to come down the line of scrimmage to deliver the ball out on the option, he also has taken big hits. McCluskey again, the laser in that secondary knocks him back right after he pitches the ball. But good timing to get it out to Warfield because it's big yardage. Cal gambled there by coming down and crashing down to Smith, thinking he wouldn't be ready. But he had his hands up and he was ready to deliver the ball.
It's a 2nd and 2 run for the quarterback. It'll be 3rd and 2. As Ryan Fultz, who has not played much, a sophomore out of Westlake, California, came in from the safety spot to make the play. Guys, we haven't mentioned that Smith, in addition to having only 24 snaps in his college career, coming in playing a Pac-10 team on national TV, he also was slowed this summer by a bulging disc in his back. Some believe if he didn't have that bulging disc, thus limited this summer, he might have beat out Brett Elliott for the starting quarterback job, but the pain doesn't go away with a bulging disc. It's a couple weeks rest. 3rd and up. Dancing Warfield. Trying to keep his feet going and check the spot for the first down. And turn to the old Sage coach.
Oh, absolutely. Quarterback sneak. Got to go for it. You got to get the momentum back. Remember that time he went for 4th down before and he made it? He got the momentum back, and he's got to go for it here. If he punts the ball, they'll take the ball, keep it away. He won't get a good field position. He's got to go for this one, but I'd go to quarterback sneak because the quarterback is 6'4", 202 pounds. He's got a right guard at 305, a left guard at 319. If you can't make 6 inches, you don't deserve to play.
Max Peterson is the center.
Big bubble right in the middle of the field, too, right over the center.
And easy to pick that out for the first down.
Maybe a mix blitz up there from Cal. You got to think the quarterback sneak's coming. Huge void right in the middle, right.
Yeah, but
Right where he wanted to put the sneak.
right there.
Look at right here. There's no, their linebackers are there, but by the time they're going to crash down, I know they pinch down, but still here.
And the reason they pinch down is they see if they can get there and beat the guy to the play. But I tell you what, Urban Meyer made a great call there because it's getting his club back into the ball game. And fourth down got him back in this game. Fourth down might win the game for him.
Nice drive here. Out to the Cal 44. Direct snap, Warfield. Back to Warren. Back to Warfield. Nearly intercepted by Harrison Smith. Cal did not bite all the way across the field. Warfield was thinking 6, so was Harrison Smith.
Little trickery. First putting Warfield back at quarterback. He's going to hand it off. Now watch. Warfield hands it off to Warren. Now he's just going to act like he's going to block, and he's going to slip right down the line of scrimmage, or right down the sideline. And if Warren throws that a little sooner, not allowing the safety to come over, it's a big gain. But he threw it up and put a little bit too much air underneath it.
2nd and 10. Nice opening. They put it in the hands of Warren. Down to the 15. So a couple of times in a row, they give it to their best offensive weapon, Harris Walker. And that one was a pickup of 29.
Oh, the left side of the offensive line. Tapula, Thomas, Marion. They pull out to the left. And watch them as they get into the place. And now Warren makes it on his own. Kirk, the reason why I like that blocking is none of those guys, linemen, left their feet. They were blocking the field, head downfield. Nice play that time.
Great athletes out front. And another gutsy call here, this time with the direct snap. And what Warren was able to do there in the open field, boy, he looked like a tailback himself.
Cal forced to take this time out. Each team has used one on defense. Utah trying to take the lead here at Bryce Eccles Stadium. Shelly Meyer, Urban Meyer's wife. They have 3 children settled out here in the Salt Lake area. She knows what's going on. Quiet the crowd down for the offense. 1st and 10. Driving for the go-ahead score. Shovel pass to Warren. Well defended by Ryan Riddle. He's the best pass rusher of the defensive front, and he's made a couple of nice plays tonight.
Well, this is a big-time play by Riddle. This is an option attack, and he's going to come out, act like he's coming out on the pitch, and then collapse back down on the pitch underneath. This looks like a pitch out wide to Warfield. See how he comes to the outside, then has enough athletic ability to come back and make the play underneath. That was a heck of an athletic play there by Ryan Riddle, number 90.
6'3", 240 to move.
2nd and 9. Covers at the top. Option look. Safety will keep it. Now we're at 3rd and long. We got down to the 13. Remember, a field goal squares the game as we get inside of 10.5 before the next play.
Too slow developing there with the quarterback, Alex Smith. If Cal's defense, which can really run, gave him plenty of time to chase him down for a short game.
Defensive coordinator Bob Gregory now, the Cal defense, I think he's going to have to come and blitz the quarterback and try to make negative yardage so that it makes the field goal a little bit more difficult. On the other side of the ball, you need to tell Alex Smith there, Alex, touchdown. Do not throw away 3 points.
Communication breakdown there forces them to take a timeout. Not exactly what you want to do at this point in the game. 10 and 14 to go. We talk about young coaches and exciting programs around the country. Why is this Utah situation one that can work in the Mountain West with Colorado State and BYU, 2 strong teams in this league already?
First of all, they got wonderful facilities, and second thing is they're close to California. And there's 1 million players in California. They can go over there and pick them up. Really great.
And I think that not only Urban Meyer and how enthusiastic he is and his background and what he's been able to do, but I think the style of offense that they've implemented here, they're going to be able to go into California and into Colorado and some other places and bring in some great skill that wants to play on both sides of the ball, because on defense they're going to leave you alone and play aggressively, and on offense, boy, if you're an athlete, you want to play in this system.
You know, Urban Meyer, we mentioned earlier, has coached with Sonny Lubick of Colorado State, mentioned Earl Bruce at Colorado State when he was there, Bob Davie, our ESPN colleague, among others, and he pointed out the value of playing on Thursday nights for Colorado State, how that helped the program get on the map in some big games, and it's something that he pushed for here this year to get a Thursday night game for the first time on campus in Salt Lake City, and the benefits are people get to find out what Utah's trying to build from a football standpoint.
Well, if you compare these facilities, Mike, and this climate with anybody else in the Mountain West Conference, and they don't necessarily have to take a back seat to anybody when it comes to what they have to offer here.
The only place that they can compare with is that BYU's got some great facilities and a lot of money.
Team down south.
Lots of money. Team south. Oh, yeah, sorry. Team down south.
3rd and 8. Drive stays alive at the 5. They put it in the hands of Warren, who's looking for blocks, and not going to get it. A tackle was made by Hunter, but I'll give a star on that play to Bethea. The corner forced it in. A penalty marker comes in late. Then a push in the back on Bethea. Yep.
Here's an interesting situation. If it's a 10-yard penalty, I would take the penalty. I tell you why. I know you get the field goal is short, but if you put it back 10 yards, that might be in a position where they might not make it close enough to kick it in this time.
Flag is from the spot of the foul. It would take it back to the 24. You'd have 3rd down from the 24, 3rd and 19. And then the field goal would be 41, 42 yards. Or 4th down, and they'd be attempting a 31-yard field goal. They're going to take it.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah,
10 yards,
I think
3rd down.
41-yard field goals. Assuming the defense is going to step up and make a play here.
You know what'll happen?
You know what? He'll get first down, get to the 4-yard line.
He'll hit a touchdown pass, and I said, I told you should have thrown it.
No, I think it's a good call, pushing back.
Yeah.
Utah's kicker, Brian Morrison, has a 36-yarder to his credit this year.
Like Bethea made the play there. There were a lot of the Cal Bear defenders running down the other way trying to make a play. Then the reverse came, and Bethea stayed home and was able to come up there and contain the receiver coming back on the return.
Wherever number 82 Warren is, throw in which direction, Ron Smith.
It is complete to Latondres. Travis Latondres taken out of bounds by Bethea. He's trying to the 19 from here, 36-yard field goal.
Trying to take as many yards back to give him a chance to have a better shot at the field goal here. Hopefully he likes the right hash.
Morrison was 2 of 7 from beyond 30 yards last year, including a 53-yarder against Arizona. So he has the leg at elevation to knock this in. From 35 to square the game.
The punter is the holder, so there's less apt to be a fake.
Kovacevic spun around. That's close. It's good.
What a game.
Barely knocks it in. A long drive gets 3. All square with 9 minutes to go. Let's get that second one. We've seen Aaron Rodgers perhaps get himself in position to be the next person in that line of successful quarterbacks tutored by Jeff Tedford. Rodgers, seeing the most action of his college career, has been very sharp, replacing Reggie Robertson in the second quarter, bringing Cal back from down 14 to a 24-21 lead. Utah's field goal is just tied at 24. 10 kickoffs, 1 return tonight. This one goes out of bounds, and that's devastating. It will put the ball at the 35-yard line.
You're Aaron Rodgers. This is what you thought about as a kid, having an opportunity like this.
Replaced at the 35-yard line. First down.
To have an opportunity to play for a Pac-10 school, to be the quarterback, scores tied, 4th quarter, need points. He's played very well tonight. This is the opportunity for him. This is where he should really thrive, to take advantage of this opportunity that's being presented to him right now.
That man right there, Kyle Willingham, is one of the best young defensive coordinators in the country. He's been here 9 years. He likes 70% man-for-man, 30% cover 2. He will challenge Jeff Tedford to number 1 right there. That guy can coach.
First down from the 35. The tailback, an Shinobi Echamundu took it out to the 39-yard line. We showed you the list. Kirk, what is it about Jeff Tedford, as we show you this list, that makes him a groomer of quarterbacks for the NFL?
Well, first, he played the position at Fresno State. I think that, more than anything, helps him see the game through the eyes of his quarterbacks. The other thing is, when you talk to the quarterbacks who have played with him, they talk about his ability to communicate with them. He understands, he relates to them when it comes to the X's and O's. And he treats them all differently depending on their personality. So there are a lot of the intangibles when it comes to working with the mindset of a quarterback that he's as good as they'll find.
2nd and 6, throw to Toller, first down. The name Toller is one that's very familiar in the annals of Cal football. Earl Toller, whose dad, Burl Jr., was the great-granddad, I should say, his University of San Francisco star, and his granddad was one of the legendary NFL officials, Burl Toller. So the Toller family has been part of football in the Bay Area for many years, and Burl has come up with a dozen catches already this season.
He's made some big catches tonight, and one thing we've learned about Aaron Rodgers, we've heard about it, tonight we've seen it, he's got a big arm, and he also has a nice touch when it comes to those fade routes.
First down from the 41. Running back Arrington, snuffed out by Ray Holdcraft. Second leading tackler on this Utah team has been solid. Here's Alex.
Well, Mike, Kirk was just talking about those quarterback intangibles that Jeff Tedford looks for. The 3 that he looks for are mental and physical toughness, intelligence, and competitiveness. He says there are 2 qualities that he believes can be improved through coaching. Those qualities are athletic ability and arm strength. He says that when he first saw Aaron Rodgers in high school, he knew that he had all 3 of those intangibles, plus the athletic ability and the arm strength, Mike.
Yeah, a guy who threw 91-mile-an-hour fastball and baseball, keeps those eyes up all the time.
That's the biggest thing for a young quarterback, is he stays focused downfield and looks into the eyes of that secondary in the coverage.
2nd and 11. Rodgers had nothing open and fires the strike complete. The knee of MacArthur was down. Left 3rd and a half yard, halfway through the 4th quarter.
One point also, remember, Jeff Tedford did all of that as an assistant coach.
Yes.
So you got to give all those guys he worked for a lot of credit because they had confidence in him to handle the quarterbacks. I think that's why he's such a good quarterback coach. Head coaches gave him chances to run the show.
Jim Sweeney, Pat Hill at Fresno State, Mike Bellotti.
Mike Bellotti. You got to give those guys a lot of credit. They had faith in him.
Jeff started his coaching career in the Canadian Football League, where he played a couple of years as well.
We always talk about great offensive minds throughout the nation and get to the Pac-10. Jeff Tedford, Warren Child, there are a lot of great coaches, but Jeff Tedford's right up there with the best of them.
3rd and 1. A run with Arrington, who is stopped. Zach Toon. The junior came up to force 4th down. The penalty marker down on the sideline. Far sideline. Half the players in the field haven't seen it yet. It's a false start on Cal. The formation was illegal. Zach Toon came up with the play, suspended the Utah State game for an off-season run-in with the law. Playing his 2nd game here tonight. 3rd and 6 ahead.
Kyle Whittingham is brought in his dime package, which means he has 6 defensive backs in the game at one time.
I know you're forced to take that penalty, but 3rd and 6. Aaron Rodgers is saying, okay, give me another shot.
Again, incomplete for MacArthur. Almost Sean Harper going the other way. All right, ball's at the 37. From here, the field goal is 54 yards. You want to punt?
Absolutely. I'd punt the ball and put it inside the 10, put the pressure on Utah. That's what I'd do. I would not use the field goal because a field goal is liable to get
Either going to
blocked.
punt or go for it, right?
Oh, no, I'd punt it. I don't know. Well, let him get the field goal.
Oh, they come out with the field goal unit.
We'll
And
see.
Tyler Fredrickson could do a direct snap to Fredrickson and just pooch it.
Well, he's the punter, too, so they might do that. That's what I do.
Utah's expecting it. They've got a man deep.
It would be a 54-yard kick from here. Oh, they're down. They're going to try it.
All right.
It's left. He had enough light to it.
Yeah, but he missed it. He gave him field position now. See, I don't like that call because what you do is you give Utah field position.
Drive start for the 37. 6:01 remaining. Fourth quarter. Good game in Salt Lake. Sweet start to the college football weekend here in Salt Lake City. Cal and Utah square at 24. Next Thursday night, we're in Blacksburg for Texas A&M Virginia Tech. The following week, we'll see Nebraska and Southern Miss. Great games coming up.
Good stuff Thursday night.
And the Miami Hurricanes against West Virginia. This same offense that Utah runs. The week after that. See what the Utes do from the 37 with Alex Smith. Giving it to Brandon Warfield. He has first down yards.
You know, the interesting thing to me, as much as we've seen this offense back and forth, if I'm not mistaken, we haven't had a pass interception, have we?
No.
No. It's time for one. No, I'm serious. You throw the ball so much, it's time for a deflection or something like this. Kind of like playing a percentage. But it's the thought.
With Utah's offense going to get picked today?
Yeah, they might get picked or Cal will get picked. One of them will get picked in this fourth quarter.
Comes Warfield. Smith puts it in his belly. Does he have the blocking on the edge? Enough to get the first down.
If they throw.
Out to midfield. Brandon Warfield, remember, 4 consecutive games he has been the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. So he wore the target tonight, and his average has been 2.5 yards per carry as he gets to 25 carries on the evening. He won't win the Mountain West Player of the Week this week.
No.
Well, Alex Smith has kind of picked up some of the slack. 11 carries, 67 yards, most of that from scrambling around a couple times on that misdirection where they faked it one way with Warfield and he cut back the other.
On the way to Sports Center as soon as we're done. Tied in Salt Lake. Warfield with an opening. He gets stronger as the game goes on. 10 yards, first down. He was telling Alex and I yesterday how as he gets that 25, 30 carries, he feels like he has the extra edge. Strong, powerful legs. He carried it 36 times against Texas A&M last Saturday.
Urban,
Go ahead.
you know what it is, though, don't you? It's those gummies.
Yeah.
He ate
The nerds.
Nerds,
and the
gummies,
chocolate
nerds,
chip
whatever they are, and chocolate chip cookies. He eats them in the fourth quarter.
His head coach, Urban Meyer, compared him to Autry Denson, the great running back at Notre Dame when Urban Meyer was in South Bend.
First down from the 40. 5 in the pattern. A lot of options. It's caught. A 32 by Moore, the tight end. Senior locked in Utah. Second and short. Utah kind of in that perfect situation, just bleeding the clock down here. This is very similar to last week for Cal against Colorado State. The Rams just moved it down slowly, and with 2 minutes left, kicked the field goal to take the lead and win the game.
You get that same feeling right now with Cal's defense, whether it's fatigue. 19 days, they played 4 games today. This is their 4th game in 19 days. It just look like they're a little bit worn out here this drive.
Kept by the quarterback, Smith. He'll have the first down at the 28. We get to 3.5 to go. As Utah got the ball with 6 minutes left against Colorado State. Cal gave the Rams the ball with 6:34 to go. This is 5 plays and 35 yards on this drive. And what I love about Smith is his ability to mix it up has been done with great confidence tonight.
But also, I like the fact that they're milking the clock. They go all the way down to 2 and snap the ball. That's a very well coached offensive team right now.
From the 28, Harris Walker is the movement. Warfield beat Misa, the running back, who got him down to the 25, and will be inside of 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
We've been gushing about Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback of Cal, but Alex Smith has had a great start to his career as well. Tonight, an opportunity presented itself because of the injury to Elliott, and just the way he's been in command. He's been back there. He's made good decisions when he's had time to throw. He has showed his athletic ability that he has enough to pick up some big yards if defenses want to take away Warfield. He's off to a heck of a start here. You can see why these coaches thought he is better worthy of being a starter coming out of camp.
202 total yards tonight. 5 in the bag again. It's caught by Rodgers. Travis took it down to the 20. We've got 3rd and 2 coming up. 2:20 left. From here, it's a 37-yard field goal. And the thoughts start running through the kicker's mind now. Opportunity to hit the go-ahead field goal, perhaps.
Well, if they're planning a field goal, it would be better to run and play right in the middle, so at least he gets a nice shot at it. That's if they're planning a field goal, but the way they do it, I'm telling you, Urban, he might go for a touchdown.
Cal has 2 timeouts remaining, guys. They're going to have to start thinking about using them to have some clock left if Utah scores. 3rd and 2. Here comes Warfield. Bouncing, keeping it alive, and he has the first down.
Simple play up the middle, just zone blocking, and it's up to Warfield to find the hole. He can't find it initially, but here, look at the effort there. Let's keep moving. And second and third effort gives him enough to get the first down.
And an exhale for Urban Meyer's wife, Shelly, the fourth first down on this drive.
I feel like she's played watching her tonight.
Warfield again. The 14 will count, take its timeout here. If they run a player off the bench to call timeout. And they get it with 1:13 to go.
Mike, they also got to keep one timeout in the bag so they can freeze the kicker.
They only have one left.
Let's see that.
They're going to be only down to like 18 seconds on 4th down for the field goal if they do that.
They need to freeze it.
Be right back. Back in Salt Lake City, reminder, Sports Center comes up as soon as we're done.
Yep.
Utah driving for the go-ahead field goal from the 15. First down awaits at the 7. They figure to keep it on the ground. Smith option look, option toss, down the sideline. It's Warfield. It's touchdown. Stadium celebrates with the Utes. Important extra point for Borison. 31-24. Warfield on his 30th carry, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Well, this is good patience by Alex Smith, the quarterback, but the good blocking once again downfield. Right here, Moa, the tight end, knocks out 2 defenders. Alex Smith's patience deals it to the outside, but once he got to the outside after the blocking from the receivers and the tight end, there was a clear lane for him to get downfield and pick up that touchdown.
Another point, Urban Meyer, you got to give a lot of credit on the play he called. Everybody, including myself, thought he was going to run the ball into the middle of the field and kick the field goal. He went for the touchdown. Great call, Urban Meyer.
6 plays, 46 yards of carry for Warfield, and the coach's wife has been hanging on every snap. Sees the touchdown signal go up. And again, first year for Urban Meyer here in Salt Lake City, trying to get Utah one of those big Mountain West wins over a team from a BCS league, trying to get fans enthused in this program. And when you can win a game like this with the largest crowd ever at this stadium for a football game, 46,768 on hand, there's no telling the value that this night could have down the road for this team.
This might sound crazy, but that might have been the best thing that could have happened to Cal.
Yep. Oh, yeah. They got time.
They got time. Instead of 18 seconds and giving up the game-winning field goal, at least now with a little over a minute, they've got a timeout left, and they get the ball back into the hands of their offense to try to move the ball. At least they've got a shot now.
Also, one of the things about this game, 46,768 here, but all of the high school prospects in the country that are watching college football tonight are watching this game right now. Great repeated too.
Morrison with the kick. We haven't had many returns tonight. We won't again as Arrington takes a lead. 80 yards, 66 seconds, one timeout to tie the game. Our Wrangler player of the game tonight is Brandon Warfield. 4 consecutive games, 2 last year, 2 this year. The Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. Not the rushing numbers. Cal made him the focus of the defense, but he has run for 3 touchdowns and was huge on that final drive.
Well, you practice this all the time. It's about trying to go out and executing in front of 46,000 screaming fans and a defense that's going to be pretty fired up.
They drove the field last Saturday against Texas A&M. Came within a 2-point conversion of a win. What will happen here? First down throw for Rodgers. We got to get out of bounds. And he picks up 3 yards. Well, last week they were playing Colorado State. I beg your pardon. And they threw an interception on the very first play of their drive, trying to get down the field and get in field goal range. So they've tasted this unsuccessfully just 5 days ago.
Well, when Utah's dropping 8 guys into coverage, Cal's got to have more than 2 receivers going out for a pattern. They've got to get some more people involved in their route. That time they had 2 receivers against 8 defenders.
MacArthur, the best receiver at the top of your screen. Against the 3-man rush. Rodgers has time, incomplete for MacArthur. 3rd down coming up. It's hard to find a white shirt and a lane to get it to him with 8-9 guys back there.
There was a little bit of a seam there, but I think Aaron Rodgers put a little bit too much juice on that one and put it behind MacArthur. Would have been a great catch.
Again, first time at this level, he's in this situation.
The good thing about this in college football, if he does make the first down, that clock stops. Very important.
He's in 4-down territory. Blitz is out. Lost the ball. Utah has it, and the Utes will win. Who went to East High School here in Salt Lake City, made the big play.
They came with a blitz, and Aaron Bryant gets to the inside and gets some pressure, forcing Rodgers to step up. And then at that point, the rest of the line is there to secure the football and to put the pressure needed on Rodgers.
Give Kyle Whittingham, the defensive coordinator, a lot of credit there, because that was a nervy call, the blitz. But boy, he went right after him.
Gutsy.
Gutsy call. Terrific call by Kyle Whittingham, the defensive linebacker coach.
California will take its final timeout. So one more snap for Utah. Here was Urban Meyer watching the play develop.
He's on offense. Offense.
Yeah, he's congratulating Kyle Whittingham. He's calling the defensive coordinator. That was a great play.
One of the interesting things he did when he got here was talk to Whittingham, excuse me, and recruit him to stay here. And that was very important because they've had a great defense. The defensive players were talented, and he gave them autonomy. He said, "That's your side of the ball. You run it," and they work together very well.
And I think anytime you have a new coach coming into an unfamiliar situation, it's so important to keep a guy around that the players can relate to, that the players love.
Yes.
And Whittingham's been here for 10 years, and the players, especially the defensive side of the ball, they just love his style, they love his attitude, they know his system, and it was a good decision by Urban Meyer when he came in right away to make it very clear that Kyle Whittingham is going to be my defensive coordinator. Gutsy call, and it pays off.
Should be the final snap. Depending how quickly it is remarked for play, Cal will fall to 1-3 with a 2-point loss to Colorado State, a 7-point loss to Utah, and a 14-point loss to a top 5 team in Kansas State, and a trip to Champaign-Urbana to take on Illinois coming up in 9 days before Southern Cal in the conference opener. Utah will move to 2-1 and have 2 weeks off before facing Colorado State in Fort Collins.
Big game.
Good game.
Hey, Kyle Whittingham went to Brigham Young. How How about that one? Wins the game for Utah.
The largest crowd in the history of Grace Eccles Stadium sees the first of what may be many big wins for Urban Meyer and Utah. Utah 31, Cal 24. See you next Thursday night with Virginia Tech, Texas A&M. SportsCenter's next. We'll move over to ESPN News for the postgame extra. For Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, good day, Alex Flanagan with us. This is Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Utah by 7. Good night from Salt Lake.